Good evening. In this video, we will cover Dat Boy Bud defeating, dethroning, and knocking off Canelo. Payday, you want payday? I know that. Alvarez. What's up? Shout out to my boy Sura, Kenya B, Eagles Army, Day One, Shooters Extraordinaire. What up with y'all? We are here now. Hey, yo, I know that ain't the real likes. They can be. Listen, I wanted to give you guys a good late show. Likes or loot. Y'all gotta, come on, bro. We gotta get that up. There's no way. Y'all gotta make that right. Ain't no way, bro. Octavia, what's up? Come on, Canelo getting what he deserves. Hey, what is up with y'all? That man said, come on, like he's responding to something. I ain't even said that. I said, get the likes up. What are you talking about? Come on. Y'all, hey, yo, boxing fans be weird, bro. The man was like, come on. Come on, guys. Come on, what, bro? We ain't even started the show. Let's see if the haters show up and get cooked. I got my energy right. Let's see if the listen, we doing haters versus shooters. We gonna see who survive who. Best in the dang business. Y'all know that though. Yeah, and it's funny because this fight, you got people who swear up and down that they watch my content. They say they watch it. I know that they watch it. And then when we get outcomes, now everybody knew something. And then you have people who start saying, hey, you said this. If you're going to quote me on what I said. I didn't say whatever. Y'all lying. But I've been doing this long enough. It comes with the territory. T Yoda, yeah, all is well. Hope you guys are doing good out there. Yeah, let's keep going and we'll get started. Hey, yo, can y'all hit the like button or it's just not updating on my side? Oh, it's not even updating. Come on, bro. But why y'all come in telling me what other people are saying and doing? I don't care. What is another person? If you want another person's opinion, go to their page. That's been a rule here, bro. Why are you guys tell me who other people, what people said and care. I don't care. Like, I don't know. I'm really questioning the world. Nikki, $2. Appreciate you in the super chat. Like, y'all need validation. Some of y'all, I know for a fact you couldn't do what I do, these videos. You couldn't, because you need too much validation from the outside world. I don't need none of that. I don't care what y'all talking about, good, bad, you hate me, you like me. What is that changing? I'm still gonna be me, same OG, keep putting out the content. Y'all not built for this. What is the next person's opinion? What does that got to do with anything? Go to their page and talk about their opinion. We here to cook. I can't cook with somebody else's ingredients. You feel me? I can't cook with nobody else's ingredients. We make everything in home. Me, the shooters, Ego's Army, we did this. Pensacola, we talk. We talk tonight. So, yeah, a couple more, about a minute or so, and then we'll get started into the recap. Shout out to DK. I'm mad I didn't bet. I'm mad I didn't bet. I was in for 200 for 12. I know, but was not going to KO. Ain't no way it was even close. How the hell? I mean, I'll just save it for my recap. I can't keep chiming in, y'all arguing with each other in the comment section. I'll just wait for my recap, bro. We got some green tea today. Ito N. Shout out to Ito N. He's Terence Thornton. I'm Terence Crawford. Yeah, I'm whooping feet. Bud was whooping feet all night. Cinnamon got the brakes beat off him. Okay. Yeah, shout out to Kenya B. I gotta sweeten it because I don't like, you know what I mean? I don't like it too sweet, but I like a little sweetness. So I put a little honey and a little bit of this strawberry in it. Shout out to Ito N, bro. Because it's not sweetened. It's not sweetened, so I like it. I don't like nothing too sweet. But I don't want it like no sweetness. Well, some of y'all doing too much, and I advise you to you start a channel if you know so much about boxing. I'm gonna tell you my opinion. I don't beat around the bush. Congratulations to Terence Bud Crawford. He solidified himself. He was up against certain things which we went over before the fight, and he prevailed. To me, he clearly won the fight. There was no doubt by the end of the fight who won the fight. So y'all can say whatever y'all want in the comment section. There really was no doubt. To be honest, I don't know about no commentators. All I know is what I seen. The fight was close up until a certain point, and then Bud started to pull away. Meaning, some of the early rounds were swing round-ish, right? Like, you could have given round 1 or 2 to Canelo, but here's the thing. In boxing, all rounds are not equal. Like, just because you give a guy a round, it don't mean he won the round big. See, that's what y'all, that's how I know some of y'all don't know boxing. That's how I know some of y'all don't know boxing, because just because Canelo won some rounds, it don't mean that he won them with no resistance, with no friction, with Terence Crawford looking horrible. See, we live in a time where people don't know how to score boxing, so they believe that to win a round, it all has to be super impressive, super big, and, you know, either you destroyed him or you got cooked. Not all rounds are going to be like that. So that's the problem. Canelo did win some rounds, but they were highly contested rounds where there's no round where Canelo, maybe one round or so, where Canelo won maybe definitively, where Canelo won and Bud, you can't give him the round. Every other round, Crawford was on his ass. Like white on right, he was on his ass like white on rice, a paper plate, a glass of milk in a snowstorm. So they were highly contested rounds. So even if you like, CompuBox and Canelo landed more or landed a little bit harder, Bud always provided friction and resistance. So none of Canelo rounds were even remotely like clean sweep, easy rounds. Versus Bud, especially in the back half, to me, the second half is what I really like from Bud, because that was the master adjustments. The back half, Bud started to cook. Like, to be honest, I have only watched this once, but I'm a genius. I'm the prodigal son, the best in the business, and it's not even close. There was a round where Canelo did very good. Like Canelo, like really kind of tried to pressure and bully. And I think he even like low key hurt. And I don't want to hear from the Bud buddies that don't know what they're talking. Oh, what do you mean he was hurt? There's different severities of being hurt. Just because someone's hurt doesn't mean that they're like, they're drunk and all that. Canelo did hurt Crawford to the body in one of those rounds. But it wasn't so much so where Bud was going away or almost got knocked out. So please don't take what I'm saying, because y'all famous for that. Y'all take what I say and then you stretch it to some that I never said. Bud never almost got close to getting knocked out, but the body shots definitely caught his attention in one of those rounds. But anyway, it was after whatever that round was, where it was Canelo's best round, Bud came and cooked him the very next round. If memory serves correctly, because I've only watched it once, Canelo was like trying to like solidify himself as the bigger man, and he tried to walk Bud down. And then Bud was like almost on some retreat mode and like, okay, and like keeping the elbows tucked and stuff like that. So I was like, man, that was a good moment for Canelo. But then Bud, he's an animal, bro. I don't know what Mama Crawford, shout out to Mama Crawford, I don't know what she did where she had him fighting people and breaking his confidence down and saying, oh, these neighborhood kids go whoop you. But whatever boot camp that Mama Crawford put Bud through has turned him to leather. The man is hard. Pause. He's animalistic. And the thing that impressed me is, I told you before the fight, Bud had a tendency to want get back. And that could give him issue fighting a bigger man. However, in suggesting that even, I was wrong, because I didn't see that. When I thought Bud could have lapses. And that's the thing. I'm giving assessments. I never gave a fight prediction for this fight. I told you I didn't even like the fight. I don't like the rapid weight class jumping. I didn't give about this fight. I literally said I was doing and watching this fight for money. But anywho, Bud, that Mama Crawford boot camp that she put up, that Omaha boot camp, it done turned him into something. And he just wanted more than people. He liked to fight. The motherfucker could fight. I mean, what y'all want me to say? He could fight. But then again, I've never said he can't fight. I never said he wasn't a good fighter. And in fact, it's like I said, it's funny because people, they always try to flip my words. You said this and whatever. The videos are still up. I don't got to lie. I ain't never did that. I'm always going to give people credit. These fighters work hard day in and day out, have these tough training camps to have certain things go their way. So what would I look like to watch it and then come back and then not give them credit for it? I ain't never did that, bro. I ain't never did that, because I understand the hustle. I understand the discipline it takes. I've been in the boxing gyms. I know a lot of fighters. So regardless of any opinion I have or say, I'll never take away from an actual result. Everybody, they say at whole like opinions. Everybody got to have one, shooting in the sky trying to blast sun, right? Everybody got an opinion, but when it's shown to you what it is and what it ain't, then you're a hater if you witness it and still say, "Oh man," or try to bring up something else. So I ain't never done that. In fact, I never really had much of an opinion because I never liked the fight. Not that I didn't have an opinion, I didn't have a prediction. So I was just making assessments about the fight. But anyway, Bud, he made proper adjustments, which is what I liked. That's the sweet science. And the only people who are saying otherwise look desperate. That's just what it is, bro. If you're talking like the racists, they always come out in situations like this and they say the nigga ran and all that, bro. Oh, nigga ran, bro. The nigga didn't run in this fight. I don't care what y'all talking about. Y'all some haters. Y'all racist, y'all haters. Bro, that nigga ran, bro. That don't work. That don't work no more, bro. Not especially, but bro, that's all they put on black fighters is nigga ran. Oh, nigga ran. Bro, come on. If you say, come on, bro. He did what he said. He said, I'm going to run my fist upside Canelo head. Bro, stop. Bud face, pause, look dummy clean. Like Bud could go to Omaha and hit the club, hit the mariachi, bro. My boy Bud look like he could hit the mariachi. Face looking cleaned in a bit. Canelo face look like peppered beef jerky. Y'all talking about running. Y'all corny. Y'all wild corny. The man Canelo face looked like peppered jerky. And Canelo face was looking like Hamburger Hill, and Bud face looked clean. Now, I don't judge fights, for the record. I don't judge fights based on the lookings of face, because I've seen people where their face was tatted and then they got the knockout. But I'm just saying, all that nigga ran, bro, stop it. Stop it. He was right there in pocket. He used lateral movement. That's boxing. He peppered Canelo face up. And Canelo, bro, he got to go to a tanning booth because his pigment is so light that when he get peppered up, that man start looking like Red Lobster. Get him out of here. Canelo, pack it up. That man was looking like Sebastian from The Little Mermaid after the fight. Under the sea, we have to look. Hey, yo. Bro, he was looking like Sebastian from The Little Mermaid, and y'all talk about nigga ran. Bro, nigga beat his bro, that man Canelo at the end of the fight, he said, how do you feel? He said, under the sea, we have to look. Under the sea, we have to. Bro, Bud had him looking like Hellboy on God and them. Bro, on Dead Homies, he was looking like Hellboy. And y'all talking about he ran. Bro, y'all pathetic. Y'all pathetic. Bud turned Nell. I was born ready. Yeah, you Hellboy. You was born ready to look like this out there, bro. This is Canelo in the post fight. I was born ready. Shout out to Bud Fist because this is how your boy Nello was looking. I told you I ain't have a horse in the race. I didn't give a about this fight. I don't care who win. If Bud turned him to Hellboy and the smaller man won, then it was going to be that. So, shout out to Hellboy Nello for getting cooked. Any other questions? Bro, there go Nello in the post-fight. Yeah, he good. I cannot figure his style. I don't know. Yeah. He's better than Mayweather, bro. All right, bro. Bro, when you get cooked by two niggas, bro, now you trying to pit the niggas. It's divide and conquer. It's the oldest trick in the book. You get whooped by two premier elite black fighters, and then you try to flip it to nigga versus nigga. No. We not doing that. Oh, he's way better than Mayweather. Bro, Mayweather solidified. He got here. He cooked you when you was 23. Now Bud is solidified and he cooked you at whatever, 37. Don't try to pit Ninja versus Ninja, turn this to Ninja Gaiden. Why? Like, just think about the logic in that. Why would we be, why, and then now the media trying to pick it up. Why are we talking about Floyd Mayweather during Crawford's moment? They don't do this to white fighters and Mexican fighters and nobody else. Why are we, like, if Canelo loses to Bivol, they don't say like, oh, what about Chavez? Oh, what about whoever? Juan Manuel Marquez. They keep it to Bivol beat you. So why, when a black fighter like Crawford puts pause on Canelo, why are we trying to shift the conversation to Floyd Mayweather? And then somebody was like, oh, it was a black reporter that said, I don't care. Does he have a black business? The black reporter, he's reporting for a black, like he owns, it's a black owned company he reporting for. And it wasn't just him. There was another dude that said, oh, you know, the comparisons with Mayweather. Stop. Bro, Floyd is goated. I'm not here for none of that. Bud did his thing. Floyd Ben did his thing. And like Bud will tell you, Bud is inspired by Floyd Mayweather. I'm not taking no Floyd Mayweather disrespect, bro. I'm not going to disrespect Bud. I'm not. But I'm not going to disrespect and take no Floyd slander either. I'm not taking no Floyd slander because that's what they always try to do. Oh, but what about this? No, we're not. Floyd wasn't fighting. Canelo and Crawford were. And the B side cooked it, the A side. And now they're trying to get you to turn on Floyd and have the conversation shift. No, we're gonna follow the conversation that need to happen. Canelo can't beat guys that are slick. Canelo can't beat black American styles that are premier, like Crawford and Mayweather. Guys that also possess boxing slickness and ability, like Dimitri Bivol, Edeslandi Lara, he should have lost, and even Triple G. I thought he should have lost. That is the conversation. The conversation is nothing to do with Floyd and everything to do with the two combatants. Let's talk about the event. Let's talk about Turkey, Netflix, Canelo, Crawford. I'm not shifting the convo to Floyd Mayweather because it don't have nothing to do with Floyd. And they want sound bites because Crawford had a big moment. You see how they do? This is how COINTELPRO does. Crawford had his biggest moment in his career, even bigger than Errol Spence, right? Biggest moment, and then they try to shift the energy to a negative on another black person that has nothing to do with the event. I promise you that's what's going on. This is what old media does. And they only do it, they only ask selective questions at these selective moments. Canelo lose to Bivol. They don't start bringing up Floyd and all this other people or other Russians, or if like a Russian, like when Dimitri Bivol lost to Beterbiev, they didn't start bringing up all these other Russians and, oh, so is Beterbiev better than Kovalev? They didn't do that. They only do it to black fighters, bro, and we not accepting that. Let's, like, all of a sudden, I'm going to tell you what happened. Bud beat the brakes. He defied all odds, and they know Canelo is cooked. So now they need like a patsy. They need another conversation going, and we're not going to allow that. No one on Eagles Army should be allowing that. Nobody. Bud, let him have his moment. Floyd Ben had major moments. Floyd really put on for everybody. So let it be that. Let's keep the conversation where it needs to be about the fight. Bud did what he said he was going to do, and he did it impressively. It has nothing to do with Floyd. I want to stress that. Because, again, it's like the Judas did to Jesus. They only here to cause distractions. They want you to start shifting the conversation because, like, okay, imagine, let's say Surah. Let's say Surah has a son and he's in the principal's office for being bad, right? And then Sir get to the principal office and he's like, oh, what about Johnny? What about Frederick? Like, huh? Your son is in the principal office for what he did today, and you bringing up past students that did bad things. No, we're not doing that. You can't go to court and do that. Like, if they tried me for unaliving somebody, and then the judge is like, oh, Ego, what do you have to say for yourself? And I'm like, oh, but what about OJ? OJ Simpson, what about Nicole? Me and Marcus Allen went over to see Nicole. We heard a knock at the door. It must have been Ron Gold. Like, bro, they're not going to accept that in court. We are trying you for unaliving somebody. OJ Simpson ain't got nothing to do with this. And then they wanna soft shoe and like not ask Canelo the tough question. Ask Canelo if he thinks he's a Mexican GOAT after getting cooked by a welterweight. To me, that's a more pertinent conversation than any Mayweather question. But they don't want to ask Canelo that because they know it'll probably upset him. Ask Canelo if he still think he better than Juan Manuel Marquez. Marquez never got cooked by someone 2 divisions below him. So don't let them change the dynamics of what we've seen. That black style, the Black America style, is a mug. That's hard to beat. And let it be that. Because Crawford was getting off. He was getting off like Pee Wee Herman in the movie theater. You feel me? I said Crawford was getting off like Pee Wee Herman. No, guys, but Canelo. Bro, he was getting off like Paul Rubens in the movie theater. Rest in peace to my boy Paul Rubens. He was getting off like Pee Wee. And now y'all trying to bring up Floyd. I see it. The man had Canelo. Man, come on, bro. I didn't want her to do this, but y'all made me. Bro, y'all getting cooked. I told you I was coming to cook y'all. They thought I was going to get cooked off a fight I said I didn't even care about. Imagine that. I don't get cooked. I give credit where credit's due. I don't get cooked. So, Canelo, I don't want to hear no more. I don't care about Floyd and Crawford. Canelo face look like a pepperoni. Absolutely. Bro, look. Hold on. Let me turn the brightness down because his face was getting cooked up. Pepperoni Tony face. Bro, look how red Crawford got his fight. And that's not even good because the lighting on my phone is a little too bright for you to really see how the man pepper jerkied his face. Y'all see that? Look how red the boy is. Like, his beard red, face red. Bro, he red it up. I told you, he looking like, look, he look like, under the sea, we have the... Bro, you look like Sebastian from Little Mermaid on Dead Homies. This is exactly how Canelo looked at the... I cannot beat him. Under the sea, we have the look. Under the sea, we have the... Bro, under the sea, Crawford got the hook. Under the sea, he hit with the hooks. Under the sea, he jabbed with look. Bro, this Canelo. I'm going to show y'all again. He turned the man into a Sour Patch Kid on Dead Homie. Look how red his face is. I understand the fight was on Netflix, but Crawford had him looking like the Netflix logo. Bro, there go Canelo. Hey, the fight was on Netflix. Crawford turned him to the Netflix logo. Bro, there go Canelo. Yeah, he good. I was born ready. I cannot figure out that style, it's too much. I bro, that's Canelo the old post fight. That boy Bud, I don't know. Bud got into his own. Netflix Nello, absolutely. Bro, he turned the whole man face red. Oh man. Shout out to Danny. Danny said Canelo's face looked like a Shirley Temple drink. Keep it going, bro. He looked like a Shirley Temple. Bud put too many paws on him. Bro, he looked like my light in the back. You feel me? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else y'all want me to say. Ego is saving face now that his arch nemesis is a legend. So, bro, he said my arch nemesis like it's a comic book. Hey, I'm gonna let the fans vote. That's his comment. He wants some attention. Ego is saving face now that his arch nemesis is a legend. Y'all want him to stay? He cool? Or y'all want the shooters to boot him? I'll let the fans pick. I don't care. It don't matter. Come on, vote. Block him. One for block him. He said Crawford is my arch nemesis. Okay. Boot him, block him. And the funny thing is, I've been in Crawford gym more than any of y'all. I cover more Crawford fights than any of y'all. I'm giving the man his props on my platform. And that was his comment. All right, shooters, get rid of him. They said he got to go. Anybody else? Didn't you go with Canelo, Ego? Bro. Now we're going to do it like this. Show me where I went for Canelo and put out a Canelo prediction when I put out no prediction. Good luck. You got 30 seconds, my guy. Show me what video, since I didn't make a prediction on this fight and said I didn't care about this fight, and I said I'm only doing it for money, and I said I didn't care who wins, may the best man win. Show me where I went for Canelo. See, people, this is the internet for you. I taunted the Bud Buddies because some of them were outlandish with certain things that they're saying. I don't regret it. Like, for example, Tim Bradley and others. Like, see, this is where we got to understand and get an understanding in the game. You can take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. I don't duck or dodge nothing. I don't duck or dodge anything I've said. So I had questions about if Bud was going to be faster or slower, or not faster, but really slower with the added weight. That's an assessment. That's not a fight prediction. That's not me predicting a fight. It's a question like, how will he look? Because he looked big. He was looking bigger than Canelo. You know what I mean? He looked softer around the edges than what we've seen. That's not a fight prediction. That's not me saying, oh, he loses because he looked big. It's just I had never seen him at this weight. That's me doing my job. That's me doing my job, keeping the floodgates open to conversation. And I had stuff about Canelo. I promise you, the videos are still up. I ain't got to duck or dodge or make nothing up. I said, this fight comes down to if Bud can take a punch or not. Literally. But people, now all of a sudden they missed that part. I literally said in several videos and live streams, Bud is a more skilled fighter and he's more dynamic. So this fight, people are acting like this fight is some colossal like craziness. It is really not. It was the only question. Nobody really questioned if Bud was more skilled than Canelo Alvarez. The only question was moving up all this weight, long layoff, father time. Could you take a punch? That's it. And Bud proved that he could. Bud proved that the weight wasn't an issue. So then naturally, Bud was going to Bud. It's not that hard to understand. The only question is no one has seen him at this weight class. So can he take a punch from a bigger guy? Period. And he did that well. He wore the weight well. And then the rest happened. He cooked him. Do y'all remember me saying that Bud got more skills and he's more dynamic than Canelo Alvarez? I didn't say that. Did I say that? Yes or no? Did I say that Bud Crawford has more skills than Canelo Alvarez? Yes or no? Because it's convenient. Like, people, I don't know what y'all listening to from me, or I don't know if you listening to multiple content creators and then just blending together. See, what happened, I know what happens because I've been doing this. Okay, everyone's saying I said it, and these are regular people. Okay, then. So, yeah, I'm not surprised by the outcome. The only question anybody really had, first of all, Canelo hadn't been looking great. Let's just be real. He hadn't really been looking great. So it was all contingent on, can Canelo trap, catch Bud, and if he did, how will he respond? Bud answered those questions. He's the victor. He wins. Congratulations. End of story. People are like, oh man, like I said that Canelo got way more skill and did it. Bro, this was about one person doing a freakish jump and could he endure? And he proved he can endure. So naturally, the other part of what I said that people leave out, Bud being more skilled, takes over. But I told you he has more dynamics. He's better adjustments. And the other thing I said, although Bud, y'all don't know boxing. That's why it's so funny to see like the trolls try to troll me. You can't troll me. I told you I didn't even really care about the fight. I was just assessing the fight. But anyway, Bud Crawford, I told you this. Although he is older in actual calendar years, Canelo is older than him in terms of mileage. I said that. Because Bud, nobody beat him down and gave him like crazy wars. Granted, he doesn't have the resume in its totality like Canelo, but yet and still, he fought one time a year since 2020, and he didn't have the same type of mileage. So, yes, he's older, but you could be older. He's not drinking and smoking, right? So he's treating his body like a temple, not drinking and smoking. He's made money, so that's probably less stress in your life because you made some good money, right? So you don't have a bunch of stress like fighting paycheck to paycheck, taking care of your body, and you're fighting one time a year, and you stay in shape year round. You said we were crazy for thinking Bud can hurt or push Canelo back. I never said those words, bro. I never said those words. See, now we got to block you. I'm going to tell you what I said, and then we're going to block you because you lied on my name. I never said you were crazy for thinking Bud can hurt or push Canelo back. Never said that. I said people like Tim Bradley and others who were saying Crawford was going to knock out Canelo in the first half of the fight, 5 rounds or less, like you guys were saying, which absolutely did not happen, right? I said, I don't see that happening, but you're welcome to show me. That's what I said. I never said you're crazy if blah, 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 whatever you just made up. I said a lot of you who are picking Crawford in under 5, I don't understand that logic because I don't see him knocking. Canelo got an iron chin. He's the bigger man. I don't see him getting knocked out in general. Did the mother get knocked out? Okay, then. So once again, there's that. He didn't knock him out. He kind of came close. He hurt him, but that's fine. But it still didn't happen. So my assessment, I didn't lie to y'all. I said I don't see him knocking out Canelo. I did say that. And he didn't knock him down. He didn't knock him out. He hurt him, but he didn't do none of those things. Now, if Bud had 2 tune-ups, like I suggested, he might have been able to knock out Canelo because the skills were off the charts. So if you're gonna quote me correctly. This is what they do, bro. When they hate, donate. When they hate, donate. They straight up here, oh man, Ego, you said this, and then quoting some stuff that I never said. And if they think I said it, then show me the link where I said it. Exactly. I said I don't see Bud knocking him out. The safer bet, if you're going to pick Bud, is by decision. Guess what? It was Bud by decision. So in your effort to try to make me look wrong, you actually proved me right, and the content is still up. So there's that. Anybody else? Clown behavior from you. Thank you for playing. Block him. Chris B. No explanation, just clown behavior. Amazing. Block him. Block Chris B. We gonna get y'all all out of here. You saw Turkey's AI scorecard crap. Bro, they just hating on anything. He said, ninja drinking nasty green tea. Bro, I got the game in a chokehold. They just finding anything to hate on. The man said, the ninja drinking nasty green tea. Look at him. Yeah, that's going to turn the fans against me that I'm drinking green tea. But if I was drinking vodka or malt liquor, you wouldn't say nothing about it, right? But me drinking green tea is a cardinal sin. These people are dumb, bro. I can't be beat. I'm the best in the business, and it's not even. They just finding anything to hate on. Man, he got glasses. Look at him. He drinking unsweetened green tea. Man, I gotta have mine sweet. I ain't never heard no type of hate like, bro. That's how you know I'm him. They dangling from they on my nut, bro. Do you see how they on my nut? Like, I can't drink some green tea out there. Look at him drinking water. H2O. Who does he think he is? Breathing. All right, bro. And they think that make me look bad. Don't make me look bad. Crawford did his thing, though. And if we want to talk about things I got wrong, see, I'll show you there ain't no shame in my game. I keep it all the way G. I keep it all the way gangster on dead homies. If we want to talk about things that Boxingego got wrong, I did suggest that the fight would not live up to it or the fight could end in controversy, and that didn't happen. So that's something I got wrong. If you want to say what I got wrong, that's something. I had doubts that the fight would live up to it, but I enjoyed the fight. I didn't have no problem with the fight. I know the Canelo Chupapi Muñeños, the Cinnabons, they going to have a problem with the fight. And, he ran and all that goofy stuff. But I didn't have a problem with the fight. So I actually enjoyed that. I didn't like the card. I'm just being real. The card was trash. I still believe that. See, I don't lie. I don't understand. When are y'all going to understand? I don't lie. I don't have no reason to lie. If I get something right, I get it right. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong. The people still going to love me. I'm still God tier in boxing. I always keep it real. I always correct mistakes if I make them. It's just what it is. The card, I still believe it was trash, but I like 2 fights on there. Lester Martinez and then Billy was hard. I enjoyed that. In the main event, I enjoyed it. And it was really, I enjoyed the performance more than anything else. Your name is Juicy. Bro, his name is Juice Supply. He got a supply of juice. I'm not even responding to that. Just get him out of the chat. Next thing you know, he gonna be like Lil Nas X in his drawers walking through LA. Bro, I just don't have time for that. Man, his name is Lil Juice Box or whatever, Juice Supply. Yeah, I don't even want him in here, bro. He like, how you gonna say that, bro? How you gonna name your name Juice Supply? You supplying ninjas with juice. That sounds way weird. You want it, you want it, you want it, you want it, you want it all the juice. Like, shut your what's up? Bro, y'all gotta send me some better work. I thought this was gonna be fun. I thought there was gonna be some haters and some people trying to cook me. You send it, man, he drinking green tea. And you send it juice supply box and juice box at me. Come on, bro. Give me some better work. I'm owed better work. Y'all gotta send some hitters. This ain't it. Bro, the man supplied ninjas with juice. And he think he could defeat me. But he going door to door selling juice. Selling juice boxes. All right, bro. Ding dong. Could I interest you in some juice? Man, get off my stoop. Yeah, hit the like button. Man, I thought it was going to be cracking. I thought the haters were going to come in full force. It ain't really nothing. We got old school ways. We exposed that. Shout out to Nipsey. Facts. Yeah, man. I mean, if you saying anything bad on Crawford after the performance, you hating. You hating. Yeah, I like taunting the Bud buddies. I ain't gonna front, but I'm always gonna give credit to a job well done. He did his thing. The risk paid off. That's a risk a lot of people wouldn't have taken. You know, he did his thing. So I don't know if people, because I was taunting the Bud buddies, I guess they figured I'll not keep it real. That's not me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to that man. He showed up. He showed out. You know, he had Angel Reese. Angel Reese was looking kind of good, bro. I ain't gonna front. Shout out to Angel Reese though. Yeah, Angel Reese. I seen you looking like a tall glass of milk chocolate. Yeah, looking like Nesquik. I seen you. You was all up in the locker room, all in the video. I seen you. Bro, she was looking good, bro. She looked way taller. Bro, she might have gave Crawford a better fight. He was looking kind of tall. So for me, the turning point was the back half of the fight. To be honest, the fight was pretty contested up until a certain point. I don't have the exact round, maybe 4-5, and then Bud started getting off. I don't know the round, but there was a round where Canelo had a pretty good, strong round, and he was landing body shots, and then Bud, he provided resistance. Then he started pulling away round after round on Canelo. And Bud tuned Canelo up. Canelo was looking kind of dumb. I ain't gonna front. He was like, Bud is a monster. I don't know what else y'all want me to say. He a monster because he beat Canelo in every facet of boxing. Does anybody disagree with that? Bud Crawford beat Canelo in every, like, so, like, you know how, like, you go to J.C. Penney's or Macy's department store and they got the cologne and perfume, they got the MAC makeup, they got the men's clothing, they got juniors and misses and women's. If this was a department store, from kitchen appliances down to men's fashion, perfumes and cologne, Bud Crawford whooped that in every department. So not one department did Canelo show me he was better than Bud. So women's clothing, no. Men's clothing, no. Perfume and cologne, no. Like if this was a department store, Bud was a better employee and a better cashier in every single position. Speed. No. Bud got better speed. Let your nuts hang. Bud let his nuts drag way more than Canelo. Every aisle, every department, Bud was better. Conditioning. Bud. Hairstyle. But, bro, the braids was better than Canelo. Canelo was looking like Peacock. So Bud had the better hairstyle. He had the better footwork. He had the better defense for sure. He had the better speed. He had the better, like, pizzazz. He looked like he was actually enjoying the fight. He had the better combinations. He was better inside, outside, around the side, in the backyard. Like, bro, anything I seen, Bud was better. When I knew that Canelo was not beating Bud was when Canelo tried to dog him and Bud, like he almost did the splits. He did the Van Damme. I don't know what round it was. Excuse me. But he did the bro, he did the splits. Bro, I ain't never seen Bud do that. Where he did the splits in the middle of the round. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. He didn't actually do the splits, but that's what I'm calling it. His leg, he took a very low stance. Like I do the camera work, so I got a tripod, and in the tripod, it get real low. Bud got like low, like super low. It was weird almost. He got super low, and Canelo was like taller, and Bud was like, zaz, zaz, zaz. and he was, the catch and shoot game was all that. Bro, I ain't never seen Bud do it. Bro, it was like a hood ad whooping. He took Canelo to the Kumite. Bud said, "You break my record, now I break you. Like I break your friend." Bro, I don't know what round it is, but he like got real, like in a real low stance. It was like us. And he was working Canelo. And Canelo was just, and he was getting touched with it. Man, somebody tell me what round that was. Canelo looked stupid. Whatever that Kumite that Kumite round, Bud hit Canelo with the dim mock. I knew it was over after that. Bro, whenever Bud got in his bro, and he was like, I don't know, he was on some bro. It's hard to beat a nigga, bro. I'm just gonna tell you. Listen, this is why I get paid the big bucks. I'm just gonna tell you. Bro, it's hard to beat a nigga. Bud's a real nigga, bro. I don't know, bro. He got blood sport, bro. I ain't never seen him do that. And he was like tight, and he was like, us. And then Canelo was like, Canelo was getting drilled like Chicago music. He was getting cut up. Canelo was getting, I promise you on everything I love, bro. Canelo was getting cut up. I don't know what bro. But I feel like it was like a blood sport movie. And instead of Shidoshi, remember, because in the movie Van Damme in Bloodsport, when Bolo tried to cheat with that, bro, this fight, if you think about it, this fight was the boxing version of Bloodsport. This was the Kumite. Bolo tried to cheat with that powder. Bolo threw that powder in his eye. Canelo headbutt. Bro, Canelo went like that and headbutted Bud, tried to lift Bud off the ground. So when Bolo started getting his ad whooped, Bolo cheated on Van Damme. No? And he was like, and he threw that powder in Van Damme. Bro, he headbutted Bud, and Bud was pissed, like Van Damme, because he knew he was winning, and then you try to cheat like Bolo Young. Bro, Canelo got to retire. Canelo Young, because he tried to cheat with that powder, and Bud was like, man. Bolo tried to throw the referee at Van Dam. And Van Dam. But anyway, another reason why this fight remind me of Bloodsport is because he had to remember his old teachings. You could not earn katana sword by stealing. I wasn't going to steal it. You're not going to call the cops? Not if we make a deal. What kind of a deal? Remember? When Shingo died, father to son, father. Bro, when Van Dam went back to his old teachings, I want you to train me. Teach me. You told me not to limit myself to one style, to keep an open mind. Teach me. Teach me to honor you, Shidoshi. You are not Japanese. You are not a Tanaka. Bro, Bud got in his Frank's Dukes. He got in his Frank Dukes bag. Like, put up your Dukes, right? And Bud, when Canelo tried to cheat, he got in a different mode. When Canelo Young tried to cheat, Bud started thinking back. But instead of Shidoshi, you are not Japanese. You are not a Tanaka. He was thinking of Mama Crawford. The Mama Crawford Joe Jackson special. And he was thinking about them early days in Omaha. When his mom was like, you ain't you gonna get your ass whooped. And he was thinking about all that and processing that. And he started getting low. And he started getting low on Canelo. It was over, bro. It was over. It was over. Bloodsport Bud started chopping him. I'm just keeping it real. You don't know boxing, bro. You said Bud took away Canelo's jab. Canelo didn't even have a jab. Canelo did go on Craigslist, get him a jab, because that was not it. He was just trying to load up. Teach me to honor you, Shidoshi. That was Bud. When Canelo tried to cheat, Bud said, teach me, Mama Crawford, teach me to honor you, Mama Crawford. And he started getting loose on Canelo. And Canelo looked stupid. Bro, Canelo fans, y'all just surpassed as like probably the worst fans, because Bud cooked him. The smaller man moving up cooked him. We're just keeping it real. And then they start putting in the comments, yeah, but he got $100 million though. Bro, he got $100 million ass whooping. Stop. What are y'all talking about? Bro, Canelo ain't sharing that money with you. You look stupid. We talking about the sweet science. You talking about how much he made as if it relates to or lessens the ad whooping. I mean, that's cool if you want to get your whoop for $100 million and potentially get your career stifled. But why is fans bringing that up? Yeah, but he got $100 million though. Bro, Canelo fans sound like Steel from Juice. Remember when the cops were interrogating him? He was like, yeah, but we didn't kill him though. Y'all talking about, yeah, but he got $100 million though. Y'all sound stupid. He ain't sharing that money with you. He got cooked. That's what I seen. You got $100 million whooping. Stop playing with me. Bro, Canelo ain't going to be in Rush Hour 4. He ain't going to be in Rush Hour. To be honest, you got whooped by a smaller. I don't even want to see Canelo no more. So enjoy that $100 million. Because what is Canelo? Where do you go from there? What? No belt. Got mollywopped by a smaller guy. Did less numbers than Amanda Serrano fight and Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, which I also predicted. See, they was hoping I was wrong, but I got everything right. I told you Jake Paul, Mike Tyson was going to be a bigger fight. Netflix just came out with the numbers, and it did 60% percent less than the Mike Tyson fight. Richard Lynn sent $350 in the Cash App. The Bud Buddies want Benavidez. Now, I mean, I'm giving Bud his flowers, and he's definitely hard to pick against if you are considering picking against. But people are just doing too much. This is why I didn't want this fight, bro. Because now Turkey like, oh, can Benavidez make 168? Bro, the game just looking trash right now. Boxing is looking straight up trash. Straight like that. It's looking trash, man. Because Bud did his thing. He did his thug thizzle. But now we're talking about Benavidez. First of all, Benavidez at 75. Y'all was posting pictures. He looked 200 pounds. And then he got a cut to 75. I don't even know if he can make 68 fairly and comfortably without sacrificing himself and being the same guy. He looked big right now. So, I don't know. I don't want the Bud Buddy. Oh, you're hating. I'm just being real, bro. The Benavidez, if it don't happen at 75, because what's the point? Like, can he make 168 comfortably? Probably not. So then I don't like that. Because then I don't like that. I don't like that Bud. I don't know. I don't like that. I'm just put it that way. I don't like it. Because we don't know if Benavidez can safely make 168. Period. So it's just like too many video game fights for me. Shane Reynolds, what's up? $5. Appreciate you. $100 million ad whooping, bro. That's what Bud served up. And see, like, to be honest, this is another reason why I didn't like the fight. I'm not hating on Bud. I gave Bud all his props throughout. I've been on for over an hour, and I done gave the man all his props. But we still got to keep the conversation flowing. Another reason I don't like these fights, the Canelo was the bigger star. Facts. He was the bigger star. He got cooked by a smaller man. Now he kind of done. He got 2 more fights with the Saudis, but no one really cares. I've been watching you for a while, bro. I wanted to contribute. Shout out to Shane Reynolds. You know, that goes a long way when you guys contribute. I got more stuff that I'm working on, so we're just going to keep growing the channel. I appreciate your hard work. I appreciate every one of you real fans. Because the real fans give me a chance. They let me speak. They listen to what I say, and you know, and then hold me accountable for what I say. I'm good with that. Keep it going, man. Absolutely. Yeah, for me, I don't know. I feel like this is not a shade on Bud or whatever. Listen, I'm publicly denouncing. Me and Bud had some issues. I'm publicly denouncing my beef with Bud. I've always liked Bud as a fighter. Some of the personal issues, you know, I started going at his fan base and stuff because it's funny. I like making y'all mad, to be honest. But I'm publicly denouncing my beef with Bud. He can feel however he wants to feel. He don't have to talk to me or whatever. But I on my side, I'll squash it. But I've always liked Bud to fight as a fighter. He could fight. So you heard it first. Boxingego. I can't, bro. And the other thing is like who I am as a person. I always like Bud's fights. I always like his ability to fight. So, he's just too raw. He too raw. So on my side, I'll lighten up and I'll drop it because he is a great fighter. Even though we've had difference of opinion, we'll say. So I'll work on that. But yeah, I mean, he did his thing. But anyway, back to what I was saying before that. This is why I don't like fights like this, though, because now it's like Bud, he set history. He might retire. He might continue fighting. But now he was a champion at 54, which is like it was really more of a reasonable division. So now he's displaced, lost his title at 54. where does he? What does he do? Where does he go from here? You know what I mean? Like 68. That don't really seem like it's really his division because now if you stay at 68, you're gonna have to fight the guys like Diego Pacheco, where it's like that's a step down in terms of caliber, in terms of name, cachet, and stuff from Canelo. So now you fight at 68, which probably still isn't your real division. Like I'm not again. I put down the sword and I said I'll lay down my beef with Bud, but I'm still gonna keep it real and keep it honest with what I gotta say. Um, I don't believe Canelo was in his prime. That's just being honest. So I'm saying that because I'm not taking away because he still had things that he was up against, massive amounts of weights and Canelo fans and all that type of stuff. So it was still a very, very electrifying performance. But that's not necessarily going to be the same with more in prime like Hamza Shiraz and Diego Pacheco. These guys aren't like throwing one punch at a time like Canelo. So these are very hard and dangerous fights for me. Even though Bud keeps proving how good he is, I still don't think that's his real weight class. I mean, y'all can say whatever. Like this fool really in a beef with Bud. Block him. Hunter De La Ghetto. Bro, no one knows you. You are unknown. No one cares about your opinion. No one cares what you have to say. So we got to remove you. Enjoy your life. Block him. Bro, they want to hate no matter what I say, no matter what I do. I just denounced my side of the beef with Bud, and they still hating. You see what I'm saying? They still hating. I told you, y'all can learn from me. Learn from me because I promise you, I am just like use my experiences as a vessel. In life, don't worry about what people say because some people, they're just going to hate no matter what. No matter what. Ego, you really provide the best boxing info because it's honest. Like Max Kellerman was terrible, bro. That was embarrassing. Max, I don't even know why they dug him up. That was horrible. That was horrible. But anyway, Turkey, he kind of messed it up because now Bud set history, great performance. But what does Bud do? Does he retire? Does he take more fights at 68? Again, you're not fighting a mileaged up Canelo in your next fight. I mean, I don't want to see a rematch. I don't know about y'all. So Hamza Shiraz, that's a different that's not like Canelo because that's higher risk, lower reward. Bud talked about going down to 160. 160 is not necessarily popping, not really popping. So who are you gonna fight? Janibek, Carlos Adames? You know what I mean? Like, as a boxing fan, those are cool fights. You spar with Adames, but it's gonna pale in comparison to a bigger fight like Canelo. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know if Bud should just retire on top. But it's hard because Bud showed he still got more in the tank. That didn't look like a fight where he got banged up. His face was clean at the end of the fight. So do you keep fighting? You can clearly make millions of dollars by continuing to fight. But then now you're kind of in that no man's land in terms of weight without like a great person to fight. Errol Spence fight, you already showed off in that fight. Canelo fight, they don't really call for rematches. So I don't really know where Bud goes from here. So I'm telling you, I'm not saying anything negative. I'm being real. From a business perspective, this fight, it kind of hurts boxing. It hurts boxing Not like, oh, you're jealous because Bud won. I'm not talking about that. I don't care that he won. I told you I didn't care who was gonna win. He was the better man. But Canelo was the bigger star, so he had the bigger fights. The man got cooked. So he not only did he lose, he lost in the worst possible way because Floyd was already goated when he fought Canelo. Canelo was the guy stepping up. So you losing to Floyd at 23, excusable because you weren't, no one really, except for the Canelo fans, no one really thought you were going to beat Floyd. And Floyd was like dummy legend out in the A side. So losing to him, it didn't really hurt you. Losing to Bivol, you could say, hey, it's only my second fight at 175, and he bigger than me. You have no excuse on why you lost to Crawford other than he just whooped you. So, to be honest, Turkey's decision here to make this fight kind of like wrecked boxing. Not for Crawford. Crawford comes out of there big, and he sets a great history. But you did less numbers than Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, which I said was going to happen. And there's no bigger fight for Bud now. And he's like in between maybe two divisions where all the fights are super dangerous, but less rewarding than the Canelo. He already whooped Canelo. I don't want to see a rematch. Why do I need to see a rematch? Like, if you know anything in boxing, you'll know the surgical skilled guy usually fares better in a rematch. If the surgical guy won the first fight, 9 times out of 10 in a rematch, the smarter fighter is going to win. Mayweather, Maidana, Mayweather, Castillo, right? That's just boxing lore if you know your boxing. Boxing lore will show you that you don't give an Andre Ward a second time to fight Kovalev because Andre Ward is going to make the adjustment. The smarter fighter typically makes the adjustment in the rematch. Lennox Lewis, Hasim Rahman. Now he knows you can knock him out. He came correct, and he knocked out Hasim Rahman. Sugar Ray Leonard, okay, he got upset, caught with his pants down, beat Duran twice. Boxing, that's how it goes, bro. 9 times out of 10, the smarter fighter, especially if they won the first fight, like Andre Ward or Floyd Mayweather and Maidana or Floyd and Castillo, they're not losing the second one because they got more tools. For every one fight you could think of, I could probably think of 2 or 3 where the smarter fighter who won the first fight. Like, name a fight in boxing where a smart, scientific fighter won the first fight but then lost the rematch. Where the person who boxes better won the first fight, but then they lost the second. Even Carl Froch versus George Groves. Carl Froch was the more put-together, experienced fighter, and he knocked out George Groves in the rematch, despite the first fight being dummy close. I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, maybe even more, the smarter fighter is going to, especially if they won the first fight. Now, if they lost the first fight and then do a second, maybe. But when the smarter fighter won, they don't usually lose. Jermell Charlo, Harrison, Jermell Charlo. Even Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was known for more boxing skill than Wilder, and then he beat him in the trilogy. That's the reality of it. So I don't want to see a Canelo rematch. I hope that's not the plan. And it's not going to be honest, Canelo let so many people down. What does that have to do with boxing stop moving the goalpost? I don't even know what you're talking about. Anywho, no way, based on how that fight played out, can Canelo and Crawford 2 be bigger. Because the whole anomaly to the first fight was how would Bud look at the new weight? He showed you. He made the weight fine, held the weight fine, took the punches fine. So there's no real intrigue. And we've seen the fight from start to finish, no controversy. You can't really sell a rematch. You can try, but there. I promise you, it's not. Rematches typically in boxing thrive when there's controversy or a shocking upset, like Andy Ruiz upsetting AJ, right? You can sell that because it was a shock upset. You can sell Ward and Kovalev too because there was controversy. Mayweather, Maidana, allegedly there was controversy. Manny Pacquiao and Marquez. You can sell these fights because there's controversy and or disdain or shock. You know what I mean? There's none of that with Canelo and Crawford. Canelo seemed to embrace the fact that he got whooped. He wasn't really disputing it and saying, oh, I really won. So, yeah, I think, to be honest, and I'm not shading Crawford, it kind of hurts boxing to make this fight because the bigger star lost and lost so bad to the point where people are kind of looking. Canelo's star power is not going to be done. And from a business side, just hear me out. From a business perspective, you just paid this man $100 million plus to get cooked. So for me, that's not good business. Like that, just tell me that makes sense. Like we're talking solely business, not setting history and all that. For business perspective, to give Canelo $150 million to lose to a smaller man, that's a bad investment to me. Because with $150 million, you could have virtually made any other fight, multiple fights throughout boxing. Like, you could get Shakur to fight Teofimo. You could probably get Benavidez versus Bivol. With that type of money, you gave that to one person and they lose. That's not smart money. I understand the Saudis got a lot of money. That's cool. But to me, that's not smart. That's not a smart investment. You took an aging Canelo who had been looking more faded and an older Crawford, and then you put them both in the ring. The younger fighter cooks him. You seen the clip of Turkey throwing that punch? Oh, yeah, I seen that. He was, I don't know what that was. Yeah, I seen that. Come on, bro. Why you bring that up? Heck no. The camera showed Turkey. He said, yeah. Yeah, Canelo getting that much money to lose like that. And you know what's funny? Let's put some respect on my name. You got mofos out here saying that Canelo's my boy, but the whole time I've been pressuring him to fight David Benavidez, y'all said I hated Canelo for that, and Canelo would cook Benavidez. So who's really right? Do you think Canelo would have cooked Benavidez if he can't even beat a welterweight? Yes, Benavidez fights different than Crawford, sure. But Canelo getting hit, getting touched, it's a different style fight, but Benavidez will crush Canelo. And y'all knew that. But anyway, so another thing I got right, I made boxing look good. I made boxing look pretty. Y'all said I was hating on Canelo because I was pushing for the Benavidez fight. Now we see why Canelo didn't fight Benavidez. Because although Benavidez don't fight nothing like Crawford, it still would be a demanding fight. Like, okay, just use your boxing brain. Canelo's throwing one punch at a time at an elite level, seeming to get winded, versus Crawford, who had his very first fight at 68. Benavidez is a volume attrition guy. You think one punch is going to deter David Benavidez, who's 6'2"? He's not going to even probably be in range. Canelo's going to have to work and overwork to try to get in proximity to even do that. Bud was like neck and neck with Canelo. Canelo would have to fight like Tank Davis or something, or Mike Tyson, to get in on the inside to rip these body shots on Benavidez. And then meanwhile, Bud out-hustled you in his first fight with punch volume. Benavidez would cook Canelo, bro. I tried to tell y'all. Y'all said, oh, you're lying, and Benavidez, who's he beat? Bro, I promise you. And y'all said I hated Canelo. Now y'all saying I love Canelo. Go figure. The other issue, it's funny to see morons suggest that I was in it for Canelo when Canelo's been holding the belts hostage and I've been told you about it. So you're like, oh, they're trying to make me mad. Like, you're mad at Bud winning. Why would I be mad when the belts have been held hostage at 168 and now they're free thanks to Bud Crawford? Because Bud's either going to retire, maybe drop down. That frees up the belts. Or Bud at least has more balls to fight tough mandatories or whatever at 68 maybe. So why would I be mad that Canelo lost when he's been holding the belts hostage? I know the haters, they don't want me to thrive. They want me to look dumb, but you can't. My body of work's already out there. Canelo losing for that reason, because he contained all the belts, that's a very good thing. How many times me and Kamal told y'all that Canelo was holding the belts hostage? I told you from the beginning, he wasn't fighting who I wanted to see him fight anyway, so I didn't really care. Yep, you said Canelo been cherry picking a while ago. I tried to tell y'all. Canelo made Benavidez and Morrell move up. That's what I'm saying. Canelo ain't been, to be honest, I'm glad that it happened like this based on the fact that Canelo ain't done what the boxing fans have been asking for probably since Golovkin. The Golovkin was the last time where Canelo did something that the fans wanted, and it took him a month of Sundays to even do that. Nobody asked for John Ryder in Mexico. Nobody asked for Average Pilgrim. Nobody asked for Jaime Munguia, and you said you weren't going to fight no more Mexicans. No one asked for Berlanga fight. No one asked for William Scully or whatever. So I didn't even ask for the Crawford fight. I didn't even like the Crawford fight. But Crawford came and he showed up and showed out and cooked you. Now you look dumb losing to a big fighter. And another thing I got right. Because I am the best in the business and the greatest to ever live in the sport of boxing, covering boxing in the digital age. On top of Canelo ducking Benavidez, which is the main fight, I told y'all, this is what happens in boxing. You don't do what you're supposed to, and then you wait and keep ussy-footing it, and then now no one cares. That's where Canelo's at right now. Yeah, I told you Canelo was on the British Victory Lap Tour. We didn't care about none of that. So now, here's another thing I said, since y'all want to talk about what I said. Water and green tea. This is just water. This is green tea. But anyway, the other issue is this. Canelo ain't been doing what me and Kamal and Eagles Army been asking for anyway, so I couldn't care less if he lost. Failed a drug test, not taking the fights we wanted, so I don't care what happened. Bud cooked him. Whoop-de-doo. Now he cooked because you lost to a smaller person. Now, buckle up and prepare yourself. What I am about to say is about to be very controversial. This is going to be a very controversial statement and an unpopular opinion, and I want you to brace yourself. If y'all ready for the controversy, type controversy in the comment section. I got all the controversy for you. My next statement, I really believe it. I've been believing it, and is going to be controversial. So if you want the controversy, type controversy in the comment section. Man, it said controversy by Prince. It's crazy. Controversy, scandal, mayhem. All right, bet. Prince definitely is the GOAT. Who remembers when Boxingego said, from a business perspective, hold on, I was about to get to the controversy, but we got a $20 super chat from Kamal Oz. Y'all better stop playing with him. Canelo wasn't fighting Mbili, Pacheco, or Iglesias, the exciting, hard-hitting Cuban either. Sanctioning bodies other than the IBF let him get away with 187. Facts. WBC, WA helped him avoid both Davids, Morrell, and Benavidez. No Hoper tour. Facts. See, Canelo fans, y'all been bamboozled, and I've been told y'all about that. Canelo only fight a mandatory that, and y'all said Floyd did this. Y'all said Floyd only fought guys he could beat. Canelo only would fight a mandatory that wasn't dangerous, that he liked to fight. William Skull, average eardrum. When the mandatory was Jamal Charlo at 160, he ain't won no work. When the mandatory's Demetrius Andrade or Morrell or Benavidez, he ain't take those fights. But he got time to, I got to fight a mandatory. Avni Ildrum. Man, get the out of here, bro. So I'm glad Canelo lost, to be honest. I like it. You needed to lose. Because this what happens when you try to hold boxing hostage. Boxing going to show you. Yeah, you can fight Liam, but can't fight David Benavidez. So I'm glad. Good job, bud. Shout out to America. Black power. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care what y'all talking about. I'm glad. Great style, great performance, and now we don't have to worry about Canelo playing keep away from the real fights. But anyway, here is the controversy. Who remembers, Kamal, back me up. Hold on, back me up. Who remembers when Boxingego said Canelo was better off fighting Jake Paul from a business perspective? Did I say that? Instead of fighting William Skull and doing this deal with Turkey. Who remembers when I said that? Yes, facts. You did. True. Okay. So now it's time to remind them, rewind them why I'm in the position that I am, changing the game while Dane's in man. Bro, now let's recook on that. Because the videos are still up, but you might have missed it. I told you Canelo should have fought. He was going to fight on PBC, who know how to put on a better production. Just being real. They put on a better production. It was still going to be on Netflix, and you would have did a Canelo-Jake Paul fight. I told you Canelo versus Crawford would not be as big as if Canelo fought Jake Paul, right? As if he fought Jake Paul, right? So you could have fought Jake Paul like you were intending to do, but you got lured by the Saudis in greed and money. You left PBC and Al Heyman. You left Jake Paul like stuck with the bill, and you could have fought Jake Paul in a big novelty fight as a aged mileage, guy with mileage on him that already has a good resume, right? Hold on, come on. And you could have fought Jake Paul. It was a stadium fight. Jake Paul, in my opinion, would have done a better job promoting than anybody involved in the Canelo Crawford, including Canelo, because Jake Paul would do things to get under Canelo's skin. Canelo would be talking crap in English, blah, blah, blah. But Canelo, he took the sure money Saudi route and shaded PBC and Jake Paul. Hold on. Turkey overpaid Canelo, especially post Bud L. This is how these people hurt the boxing game. Now, we find out via Netflix that the fight with Canelo and Crawford did less than Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor fight. That is not my opinion. That is actual facts. We are data driven. Look, the numbers came out today. Canelo Crawford on Netflix, the same platform, did 41 million. Taylor Serrano, which was the co-main to Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, did 74 million. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson did 125 million. So Mike Tyson, who hadn't fought in 25 years, and Jake Paul put on an event that did more than, so hold on, 41, 100, it's like 3 times the amount from a Jake Paul fight with Mike Tyson. So I would venture to say Jake Paul and Canelo, if it didn't beat the Mike Tyson, it would have come closer. On the same platform, you're doing 3x less than what Jake Paul did. You're doing less than Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano Part 2. So remember when I told you Canelo at his age, the way he's been looking, would have been better off fighting Jake Paul. Here's another thing. And we wouldn't have got the William Skull fight, right? But it wouldn't have mattered. You would have had a bigger fight with Jake Paul, a novelty fight, but you're older. You have a good resume. No one would fault you for it. Instead, like, first of all, if you beat Jake Paul, considering Jake Paul got people want to see him lose, you're a lifelong boxer. So most people would pick you to beat Jake Paul, right? If you beat him, the boxing world would be like, it would have been viewed by more people, and the boxing world would be like, hooray, you beat Jake Paul. I've been waiting for this, right? Because the other time Jake Paul fought an actual boxer in Tommy Fury, who had some size to him, he lost. So you would be revered from boxing fans, and it would have been a bigger event. Instead, you took the 4-fight deal. The first fight was horrible. No one liked it. The William Skull fight. They ridiculed you. By your second fight with the Saudis, your second fight with Turkey, you have already lost. Before, Canelo, he hadn't lost since Beeville. So you're on like a 6-win streak or whatever it is. Now, people are calling for your retirement. So you took a smaller guy who has dummy skill and wasn't going to give you the big event promotion that Jake Paul would have, and turned out to be perhaps a harder fight. I can't say because the Jake Paul fight didn't happen. But Crawford, to be honest, let's be real. Crawford he's been boxing too long. He's going to do some stuff Jake Paul hasn't learned yet. He ain't been boxing long enough to do all that, what Crawford just did. So from a business perspective, I understand everybody's happy for Crawford, an American champion, but the business is fucked up because you overpaid Canelo Alvarez to get cooked, and he lost in the worst possible way by losing to a smaller person. And then the event was like, it was mid, and it didn't do colossal numbers. So imagine, I'm just telling you, the boxing business is fricasseed. It's FUBAR. you are like, I worked business. I worked for companies, right? Sales. You have to read the statistics and the vitals. They look at your fiscal year this year versus last year. You're trying to outdo what you did. Okay, Christmas this time we did X, Y, and Z. Let's beat that this year. That's any business that wants to make money and stay in business. Netflix is downtrending because they went from Jake Paul and Amanda Serrano, which provided these crazy numbers, to Canelo Crawford, which everything was pretty much lesser. And people were more happy. I know the undercard for Jake Paul Tyson was a better undercard for sure, right? Mario Barrios fought on a tough fight. You had Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano 2, which was a very good fight, right? So it had a better undercard and a better event. People complaining about the commentary of Max Kellerman and the UFC dude. Dana White didn't really do anything. So that's what I'm saying. You overpaid Canelo to see him get cooked. Now you have a 38-year-old Crawford. That I told you, I still believe everything I said. Now Canelo looks stupid by losing to a smaller person. He has 0 belts. So let's see if how loyal his fans really are now that you look dumb because you lost to someone so much mad smaller than you. You have no belts. What are your options? What is a big fight for Canelo? No one needs to see a rematch. What is Canelo like? Like, honestly, if you can't beat Crawford, you're gonna beat Bivol, who just beat Better Biev and probably learned a lot from 2 fights with Better Biev. Bro, Canelo is cooked. Because at best, to get back on the winning side of things, he probably got to go another average Pilgrim, Willie Skull or whatever type fights. And then now Bud is displaced. He says, I'm not making 54, which to me is a more natural division for him. So now 160 is trash. Let's be real. 160 is pretty trash. I've been said that. You have no real players at 160. And then the ones you have that are cool, like Carlos Adames and Janibek, that's not a big fight for Crawford. Boxing fans can get behind that, but put Janibek versus Crawford on Netflix and tell me what numbers it does. Bro, I'm telling you, this was not a good move. I promise you. I'm not hating on Crawford. Much love. You did it, Omaha. I got you. But the way it panned out, because just look at the options. Crawford either retires and says, hey, legendary career, I'm out. Or he says, I'm not going to 54. His words. If you go to 75, bro, these 75-pounders are not Canelo, who look like kind of washed. Let's just be real. Did Canelo look good versus William Skull? No. So fighting Benavidez, Morrell, fight Better Bivol. These are different fights. Bivol has never looked in recent memory like Canelo looked versus Skull. Even like, I promise you, I swear, I just denounced the beef with Crawford. I'm not hating. I'm just talking boxing, right? Bud at 75 sounds ridiculous. If Bud fought the Russian dude that David Morrell just fought, that would be a tough fight. That would be a super tough fight because that Russian is compact. He has some sneaky, awkward shots, and he hitting crazy. That would be a tough fight. Better Biev's older. That would be a tough fight. You can't get hit by none of that. So to me, 75, despite Bud being amazing and great and phenomenal, 75 seems like, I don't know, because these guys aren't Canelo at 75. They haven't looked like Canelo. So if you stay at 168, similar thing. In Billy, bro, Bud got more skill, but in Billy just fought his dude, Lester Martinez, and didn't get knocked down. That's a dangerous fight. And not only is it a dangerous fight, it's not a big fight. Bevo said every punch better be if throws is hard. So I know people are gassed up because Crawford looked amazing, but I still believe in context. I'm never going to lie and not bring up context. Boots got to move up. That don't even make sense, though. He has not had one fight at 54. The Boots fight is done for, bro. Boots, we don't even know how he'll look at 54. Boots ain't beat no Murder Zyle or somebody. So to see him move up to 68, that's stupid. Oh, my God. Y'all don't know boxing. Come on, bro. Oscar Clown Turkey saying he need much better matchmaker. I did see that. First Rolly, now Crawford ruining his plans. Front loading a Canelo contract. Who are his last two fights? Shiraz is a no-go. T.O. Shakur will be like watching paint dry. Oh, my gosh. Shout out to Kamal. Kamal cooking, y'all. Bro, Turkey, I'm telling you, Turkey, all in the video, he's treating these fighters like bumper cars. He's treating fighters like bumper cars. If I'm lying, somebody stop me. Bro, he's treating them like bumper cars where you keep matching them in these crazy matches and they get knocked off. B2K, bump, bump, bump. That is all I want to see. Do, 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 do. Bro, bump, bump, bump. You're treating them like bumper cars. Like, if I'm lying, somebody stop me. Canelo is a big star. You overpaid him. In 2 fights with Turkey, he got cooked by a smaller man, career in limbo. No? So that's one. Martin Bacoli looked amazing versus Jared Big Baby Anderson, got the knockout. Then you fly him in the day of, and he get destroyed in 2 rounds by Joseph Parker. That's 2. Then I thought he really should have lost to F.A. Ajagba. So Bacoli, who had all this momentum after the Jared Big Baby Anderson fight, arguably lost 2 in a row because I think F.A. outboxed him, right? That's 2. You have Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois get cooked by Usyk. I don't even know if that was Turkey, so we'll move past that. He knocks out AJ, and then within a fight or so, he get cooked by Usyk in a rematch. That's 3. So nobody that has fought with Turkey has made it to like past like 3 fights without incurring a loss. Bro, somebody come stop me if I stop telling the truth. And hold on. What I'm saying is they fought good competition. Not like, oh, some guy fought on the undercard against Glass Joe. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the name fighters within 2 or 3 fights max, they getting cooked. Dubois got knocked out and looked crazy dumb versus Usyk in the rematch. So that's you already had lost to Joe Joyce. You already lost to Usyk once, but you had built yourself back up and became a champion. Great win over Joshua. And then the very next fight, you pull out of the Joseph Parker fight. So that was stupid. And then you fight against Usyk, and the smaller man, just like Crawford, the smaller man cook you again. Support the black channel's Ego Stradamus on top. The black channel? Why would they say that? Yeah, shout out to Tommy. Appreciate you. Bro, I promise you, I am the greatest that's ever lived. I'm giving you guys the gem right now. Name somebody that has had high profile, good competition, that has more than 3 fights, good fights, and they didn't lose with Turkey. The Turkey Shiraz Nello tweet aged perfectly. Facts. Shiraz, like, we know he lost to Carlos Adames. So you may have beat Ammo Williams, but then we all know you lost to Adames, and then you beat Berlanga. So get him out of here. I'm talking about somebody who a clean sweep, and there's no controversy. They clearly won. So Shiraz, no. Bacoli, no. Anthony Joshua got cooked by Dubois. He been gone forever. No. Tyson Fury took 2 losses in a row to Usyk. No. Deontay Wilder, his first fights with Riyadh season, he lost both of them. Parker and Zhang. No. Zelle Zhang beat Wilder, but then he loses to Ajit Cabial, right? No. Canelo Alvarez, his second fight with Turkey, he get cooked and looked dumb. Ryan got cooked by Rolly. He out of here. Devin Haney, he has the Ramirez fight, and now he got to get past a very dangerous Brian Norman Jr. fight. So Devin's on his second fight with Turkey. We'll see if he can beat Brian Norman. To me, that's a dangerous fight, right? So Ryan, he got cooked before the rematch. Bro, all these dudes, they're straight up bumper cars. They're straight up bumper cars. None of these fighters are good enough to fight at this pace and this schedule. Better Biev lost. Bevo lost. The only people, Shakur, I don't know what fight, because he pulled out of one fight, fought Zepeda. I don't think Shakur had that many fights with Turkey yet. He only had one fight with Turkey maybe because he pulled out. So Shakur, Usyk, and Crawford, the only people that got like one or two fights. Usyk might have the most where he ain't lost. But again, Usyk and Bud are phenomenal talents. They are older fighters. Usyk already told you he's not going to be fighting that much longer. Bud is up in the air how much. So you can't build a company off of 40-year-old boxers who know that their window is closing. You need young money. Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? You overpaid Canelo $200 million or whatever it was, and now his career is in limbo. I don't really need to see Canelo no more because he proved he could fight unproven guys and beat them. But every time he fight someone I think is quality, Bud, Floyd, Triple G, Lotta, he losing, bro. Bevo, he lose every single time. Or it's controversy because he should have lost to Triple G. So, yeah, Turkey being fleeced. Absolutely. Bud is phenomenal. Usyk's phenomenal. Hall of Famers. You can't build a long-lasting company unless Bud fights till he's 50 and Usyk fights till he's 50. And then the more you do that, the more Father Time's not on your side. Every single person that has fought big-name people, Jared Anderson had one fight with Turkey and got cooked by Bacoli. I'm lying? Anderson had his very first fight with Turkey, got cooked. Like I'm talking about bad knockout. I'm talking about these guys are taking like bad losses. Like even Usyk winning, them Tyson Fury fights were hard. They were hard. So that's still shorten up your career. You take tough fights. Canelo rich AF with a questionable legacy. And how much does Canelo want to keep fighting after getting cooked by a smaller person? To me, that's more damaging to your psyche than losing to Benavidez. You were better off fighting Benavidez because then you have an excuse. Oh, man, the man was too big. He was strong. I lost. Canelo effed up royally. All these people messed up except for Bud. It worked out for him. So you gave Canelo 150 to 200 mil. He gets cooked by a smaller person. His fans are kind of over it. It's like this fan. I just seen. Watch. Hold up. I'm gonna show you Canelo fans right now. Y'all can't beat me, bro. I'm too good at what I do, dog. I'm giving y'all the realest possible information. I'm going to show y'all Canelo fans. Hold up. There they go. Bro, the Canelo fans are breaking their big screen TVs because nigga Bud just won. Y'all seen that? Because the nigga won. They're breaking their TVs as we speak. You think they buying Canelo's next fight when they breaking the smart TVs at home? Bro, they show Buzz braids and the Canelo fans have lost it. Hold on. Let me remove this. Y'all still send the cash apps, but I want to remove it real quick. Bro, they show Buzz braids for 2 seconds and the Canelo fans lost it. So good luck marketing Canelo when La Raza is breaking their own Samsungs because this man got cooked by a welterweight. Yeah, we're gonna watch this a couple more times. This is funny. Y'all tripping. La Raza, y'all tripping. Why you gonna break your TV because Bud won? Bow. Bro, they tripping. They tripping. Look at that. Bow. 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 Boy, oh my God, bro, look at this. Bro, this man hit Crawford with a cleaner shot than Canelo. Bro, he threw more punches at Bud than Canelo did. It's over. Bro, that's how you know it's bad when the fans throwing better punches at Bud than Canelo. Bro, he threw a nasty hook at Bud. That landed more flush than Canelo's. Watch. Look, bow. He would have caught Bud. If we're being honest, I was born ready. That wasn't bad, but you broke your TV. Bro, he landed a better shot than Canelo did in 12 rounds. Bro, he tried to sleep Bud for Canelo. I'm doing it for La Raza. Hey, Cardinal. Viva Mexico, oh, but, bro, I'm gonna watch this from now. Why he do that, bro? We watching this from now to Ubiquita. Bro, Adam out here tripping. So yeah, good luck. Turkey got this man for 2 more fights. Enjoy. Okay. Bro, I told you this is bad business. This is bad business. You got this man for 2 more fights, and Bud took the aura away from Canelo. His fans is breaking their own TVs. They at Geek Squad right now at Best Buy trying to get it figured out. Man, you know, I was watching Canelo, and then all of a sudden I got angry, so I was wondering if my warranty would cover it. I want to know if my La Raza warranty will cover this TV because Canelo made me mad. Bro, they at Best Buy Geek Squad lying right now. You guys mounted my TV on the ceiling? You did the wall mount? Wall mount my TV and it fell? Like, bro, no. We seen the viral clip. You done broke your own TV. It's over. Shout out to Bud. Oh my gosh, bro. Bro, Turkey done got the cash cow cooked up. Hibachi. Kamal says the one guy doing well there, Joseph Parker. Yeah, but they got him fighting Fabio. I cannot believe it's not butter. Bro, ain't he fighting Fabio? Remember Fabio? Bro, Joseph Parker could lose to Fabio Wardley. He fresher, he hitting hard. Bro, I promise you, nobody, you saying Joseph Parker doing well, but he did well against a late replacement, and now they got him fighting, I cannot believe it's not butter. Parker, Turkey is blocking from Usyk, trying to persuade 350-pound Tyson Fury to fight Usyk in a trilogy. Jai Opataya fighting bumps. I agree with you. Not unifying with Zordo or... Bro, I'm telling you, this is ugly. I'm glad Javante ain't falling for the Turkey BS. bro. Listen. Okay, if I'm a YouTube content creator, if someone says do this type of video soliciting y'all and you gonna make a lot of money, but then it breaks the YouTube terms of service to the point where if I get caught for making this like illegal video and break the YouTube rules, my channel gets terminated. That's not worth it, because how much money could I make by doing like this in life? This is how you got to figure things out. If I do this shortcut, how much money will I make and how soon? Cool. But then at what cost? I always tell y'all that. At what cost? So I could do something that's illegal on YouTube that breaks the terms of service, but if I get caught, which you will get caught, then they terminate my channel. Then this is not worth it. That's why Boxingego, I don't take shortcuts. I don't take shortcuts to the bag. I earn it the long way. I earn it the hard way, because this shortcut is going to get you cooked. You do it the long way, you put the hard work in, you're not getting cooked. I can't get cooked. Ain't nobody cooking me. I don't care what happened. Ain't nobody cooked me. I've been here this long. Ain't nobody cooked me. Because I do things the right way. I don't do bad business, right? I don't do something that, cool, I made a lot of money real quick, but then I broke YouTube TOS, so now my channel's cooked. Because I make more on my channel having my channel active than doing this stupid stuff. Now, you might get this lump sum or get this real quick, but it don't matter. I don't care about the quick money. Give me the long money. I want long money. Long money will last you because you did it the right way. That quick money is weak. Canelo sold out for the cash, and now his career is in limbo. And now you talking about Viva Mexico cabrones. We don't care about none of that no more. Your fans breaking their TVs. It's over. Yeah, you talking about Viva Mexico. Yeah, they Viva breaking that TV up. Bro, why Canelo talking about Viva Mexico, and the fans is like breaking Vizio. That's a bar. While listen, I said, bro, I'm the king of these bars. I can't be defeated. I'm the greatest that's ever lived, the best in the business, and not even close. I said, while Canelo was saying Viva Mexico, his fans is breaking the Vizio. That's a bar. They breaking their TVs because you done let this smaller ninja from Omaha whoopeth. Break the Vizio. Pack him up. It's over, bro. It's over. I promise I don't even want to see Canelo fight. I told you a full-time golfer. You a full-time golfer. You a golfer now, bro. Jared's still recovering. Bro, I'm telling you, this musical chair stuff with boxing will not last. It's not good because you're going to burn up all your stars. You're going to, like, Shakur, you putting him with Tio at 140? Like, I'll favor Shakur because he's more consistent, but then what if he loses? You know what I mean? Like, but, bro, I'm telling you, I can't wait. I can't wait oh, my gosh. I just need time because, put it this way, Shakur versus Tio, at the end of the day, either the fight could go left and not happen, or one of them going to lose. You could have built them. You could have built them into something. You getting these, like, Kalen Walsh versus Fernando Vargas. You could have built that up to a fight. That, bro, I'm telling you, the way Turkey is matchmaking is boxing will be cooked, or at least his side of the business will be cooked, because we don't even know who Fernando Vargas is Jr. like that to be putting him on the co-main event. We don't even know who Kalen Walsh is like that to be putting him on the co-main event of a 40 million watch Canelo Crawford fight. You have done nothing. Carmel Moulton has gotten way more publicity in his young career than Fernando Vargas Jr. and Caleb Walsh. You can't just throw guys in front of the TV and it's supposed to mean something. Now Fernando Vargas Jr. got a loss, and cool, he got some money, but then why? When at best you could have show us who Caleb Walsh is, gradually step him up through the ropes and the rankings, and let him develop a fan base. Let Fernando Vargas do the same on his side. Then you make the fight. He put a random Saudi dude in the main card. That's what I'm saying. Like that, I'm telling you, this is why boxing is looking watered down right now, because boxing is lacking stars, and at the rate of what Turkey and his matchmakers are doing is bumper cars. That is not good. Like Adrian Broner, you don't even let him peak if you just match him with Maidana in his first fight. Like, he has one fight on HBO, his second fight, Maidana, then he don't even become Broner because he ended up losing to Maidana. You understand what I'm saying? Broner was lit. You had him lit. You were like stepping him through the ranks, 4 division by age 24. So he got it cracking. Beat Paulie Malignaggi. Very fun build up to that fight. Then he fights Maidana. You're like, it's like a dude busting before the girl take her clothes off. Bro, y'all a bunch of premature ejaculators. Bro, I promise you I'm keeping it all the way real in boxing. Y'all some premature ejaculators. You getting excited for the girl even get naked. That's what you do in the fighters' careers. Errol Spence was an urban legend, dog, before he fought Kell Brook. I had been checking for Errol Spence. I was like, man, he gave Floyd a tough sparring, a black eye. He allegedly stopped Broner. He was on the PBC undercards. That's how you build somebody. Like, every single, I've covered boxing for so long. Ego speaking from experience, never. I'm boxing ego. All I got to do is talk to the BZ, and they coming about to close. Stop it, Icy. Come on, bro. You know I got the gift. I just talk to the females. I make them laugh, make them feel real comfortable. I ain't never did that, bro. But anyway, we knew who Errol. I know because I was here. We was checking for Errol and Wilder. Before Wilder fought Fury, everybody on my channel loved Wilder. Before Errol fought Crawford, everybody on my channel was rocking with Errol. And same with Bud. People come up to love Bud on my channel. I was covering his fights with John Molina when nobody was at his fights but me. Some of these bigger YouTubers with more subscribers, they wasn't at that fight because there was another fight in LA that was bigger. I was covering Bud. Don't y'all ever disrespect me. Know that. When Bud fought John Molina, there were hella fights on. One of those fights was Jesus Cuellar and Abner Mares, and J-Rock was fighting Jamal Charlo. I left Cali when I could have just went to the PBC card in SoCal. That's a shorter trip for me to cover Bud versus John Molina. So I put Bud on. Not saying I'm responsible for his career, but I'm saying when a lot of these bigger YouTubers weren't going to his fight, because from a business perspective, Bud was like, why are we going to cover Bud versus John Molina when this fight is going to give us more views? I was covering Bud because I wanted Bud to get the views. And I knew people were going to do that and like not go cover Bud in the middle America to everyone go to the Charlo fight. That's what happened. So don't ever say I ain't put people on Bud and I have something against Bud. Bro, I was covering Bud before y'all even smoked Bud, before you knew what a Bud was. So yeah, I really believe, like, to be honest, like, and here, like, to be honest, I liked Crawford versus Canelo because I'm a boxing head. I liked it. But I know there's going to be a contingent of fans because Canelo was the more popular guy and because it wasn't like, to be honest, it wasn't like a Tank fight. It was a surgical performance. Tank is knocking people out more often than not. So while I can appreciate it, some people are going to watch it and they'll just be like, that was cool. But it wasn't like Turkey said he wants skulls popping out and blood, and it wasn't even that type of fight. So you got your wad off. You did less than Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, 40 million views. And then now everybody's in limbo associated with that. Crawford, he has some choices. Does he want to keep going? All of his options at the higher weights are kind of dangerous for less attention. Bro, I'm trying to tell y'all what Turkey is doing. Turkey, dog, you need to just pay me. I have to help you. They need the help. You keep doing, like, bringing Max Kellerman. That was horrible. I've seen more people complain about Max Kellerman's commentary than anybody praising it. Y'all said y'all had Jim Lampley. Where he been? I thought Turkey did a deal and Jim Lampley went from payperview.com to Turkey cards. Where Lampley? I thought y'all liked Lampley so much. Getting mad at a boxing pundit for giving an opinion is like getting mad at a child for crying. It's literally what they're supposed to do. Who did that, though? Bro, I'm telling you, boxing, the prognosis is not looking good because of it's not looking good. And even when you got good fights like David Benavidez and Brian Norman and Devin Haney, that's happening on the other side of the world. How many American media that are not bought out? And see, that's the other thing. Turkey is trying to run a tight ship from what we're hearing, like boxing scenes writing articles like, oh, we can't get credentialed, right? So he running a tight ship. So they're trying to control the media. On top of that, you're putting David Benavidez, Haney, Brian Norman on the other side of the world. It's not going to get the same coverage. In the time zone, you got to either do it at 5 a.m. in Saudi or you got to do it at a time that's inconvenient for people in America. So Devin going to be fighting at 1:30 p.m. versus Brian Norman. Bro, this is not good for boxing. I'm telling you, your biggest star, the person they said to face the boxing got cooked by a smaller man. I'm telling you, from a business perspective, that is not worth it. That is not no hate on Crawford. That is not hate on Crawford. We just watched Canelo get cooked, fair and square, no excuses. So your face of boxing pretty much got cashed out, but Crawford is so late in his career, unless he continues to fight for 10 more years, you can't really build too much off of that. It would have been better if Crawford was like 23, 24. Or like, let's say Boots. Like if Boots did what Crawford did to Canelo, that'd be cool because Boots is still young in his career. Crawford literally is going to be 38 this month. So where does he go from that? Where does Canelo go from that? I'm trying to tell you, bro. Then you're doing like Shakur versus Tio at 40. But then Shakur said he not staying at 40 and Keyshawn can have the belts. Man, come on, bro. Bro, this game is looking screwy. I want to see Shakur stay at 140. Fight Gary Antoine Russell if you beat Tio. Fight Matias. What's the point of him just popping in? Like, bro, they're just moving people around. Floyd's superstar era started when he was 30. I think he was like 27, to be honest. But 30 maybe. Bro, I'm telling you, it's not looking good. Cause like, who's Bud fight? Chris Eubank called him out. That's a big fight to you. I mean, plus Chris Eubank got to beat Conor Ben. So what you gonna do, Bud versus Conor Ben? Like, I don't know. I'm not liking it. Yo, Ego, Turkey really has a car full of Americans taking place in Saudi. Like, what the F is the plan? Bro, I'm telling you, it's not. You'll see. You guys will see. Bud sound like he done. I mean, maybe he is. So then what? The belts free up, and then Diego Pacheco can fight someone, and these guys can fight for. The game it look cooked right now. The Saudi kid was trapped. Oh my gosh, Icy threw me off. Bro, I'm telling you, the game looking cooked. That's why you gotta like your matchmaking gotta make sense. You just let the most expensive big star get knocked off by even making the fight. And like, see, like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd was putting on big events where like against legendary people. So even if Floyd lost, it would still be like more justified. Canelo losing to a smaller person is always going to be worse, bro. That's like Floyd letting somebody come up from 35 to 47 and cooking him. Nobody's really done that and survived after, except for like Sugar Ray Leonard maybe. But he also avenged that loss to Roberto Duran. I'm telling you, it's not going to help your star power. Maybe if Canelo like at least knocked Bud down or hurt him, Bud, you low key did worse than Mean Machine. Hold on, Canelo contract is too pricey. He's a toxic asset. Facts, come on. Bro, why not be undisputed at 160? Undisputed at 160 is trash. There's not really that many known people there. Janabek, bro, it's not compelling. Bro, Mean Machine low-key did better than Canelo. Bro, if your claim to fame is size, strength, and power, and then we don't really see that, and you get cooked by someone that much smaller than you, yeah, that's not a good look. Bud versus Lada, that's a trash fight, bro. That's a good fight for the hardcore boxing fans. That's not a big money fight at all, bro. I would like to see it because I love boxing. I'm talking about put Bud versus Lada on Netflix. It is not going to do no crazy numbers, bro. Stop. And then, like, no disrespect to Bud, but then Bud, in my opinion, he don't have the business mind all the way so he'll rule out certain things. Like, if I was Bud, which I'm not, but if I were Bud has earned the right to choose a little bit with his recent behavior, right? If this fool Ilia Topuria is calling you out, if I'm Bud, I'm telling Turkey to make that. Turkey kind of controls Dana White. Ilia Topuria is a Dana White fighter, right? Block Jamarius. We'll see how many people follow you. Ilia Topuria is a striker, boxer with the UFC. If I'm Bud, I would actually take that. Because that's the type of fight where it's a freakish crossover. Topuria got all these fans from the UFC. I would do that. I mean, it's no Mayweather McGregor. It's no Mayweather McGregor. Hey, block this dude. Y'all see him. Poirier gonna lose, but he has 11.5 million followers on IG. Good. I would do that, bro, because it's weird enough to get a different audience, and it's better. Like Bud versus a UFC fighter is at this point is probably more intriguing than Bud fighting Janabek. I really believe that because we know Bud he's gonna whoop boxers. We know this. So at least you can get pique people's interest by something weird, like a novelty fight. Canelo's fans got better hands than Nello. Hey, y'all tripping out in my Cash App. We got $5 from Ryan R. Thank you. Yeah, but Bud already went on Ariel Helwani and said he ain't doing it. Man, if I'm Bud, I'll take that fight. I don't care. Because you just beat Canelo, you have to be in the business mind of things, right? You've already set the history and the undisputeds and stuff. I'll put me in the little freak show fight because you're older. You're going to be 38. This guy's calling you out. Poirier is a knockout artist in the UFC. He just blazed Max Holloway, right? Knocking dudes out like Oliveira. I would capitalize off that. And you got the right ingredients because Turkey worked with Dana White. Turkey could probably punk Dana White like, man, we paying you all this money. You need to serve up Ilia Poirier to us. Bro, I promise you, I'm not even being funny. You got to think about boxing as a business too. Bud's already earned the accolade department. He needs a big event. I promise you I'll do that to Poirier. But Bud just already wrote it off. Bud was on Ariel Helwani like, man, I don't even know who he is. Best of luck to him. Bro, you better off fighting one of them dudes like that. Because Bud robbed the bank. You know what I mean? Floyd start fighting Conor McGregor, fight you Ilia Poirier. Because, okay, Bud versus Hamza Shiraz. It's not like a big fight. Bud Janabek, Carlos Adames. These are good fights for hardcore boxing fans. But they're not like huge, colossal fights that you put on Netflix main event. So, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. So I'll run it up. I'll run them numbers up. You already put the work in your career, maintain discipline. You already done the championship level stuff. I'll run them numbers up. I promise you. I don't mind when a person like has done some stuff and then they, in this new culture, run the numbers up a little bit. Netflix is done with Turkey, I'm pretty sure. Hey, maybe, because their numbers did not do what Jake Paul did. And remember, Boxingego told you Jake Paul tank will be bigger than Canelo and Crawford. Bro, everything I said is true. Everything. Not one thing have I gotten wrong with this. Did I say Jake Paul and Tank will do better numbers than Canelo Crawford? Yes or no? Yes or no? I said I think it'll be a bigger event, bigger fight than Canelo Crawford. Now we'll see. If that fight happens, I think it does bigger numbers. We got the numbers for Canelo and Crawford, and it did less than Amanda Serrano and Taylor. Come on, bro. It did like almost half of Amanda Serrano, KD Taylor, bro. Hey, yo. Somebody said Canelo need to go to BFKC or whatever, bare knuckle. Wow. Did I say that belts don't matter in boxing? And for most fighters, for young fighters coming up, okay, a belt matters. But when you're like big name fighter, the belts don't matter. Did I say that? What up, Ego? Going out for a job listening. Appreciate you. Stay cooking, bro. Did I say that belts don't matter when you're in the big leagues of boxing? And y'all say, man, what do you mean belts don't matter? Okay, so watch this Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis fight. If it happens, I think it does bigger Netflix numbers on the same platform than Canelo Crawford, which is the purest boxing, all the belts on the line. Canelo had to beat Skull to get the last belt, and it had all the belts. Bro, I cannot be beat. We seen it in 2023, and you're about to see it again. In 2023, Errol Spence and Crawford fought for all the belts and didn't clear 1 million pay-per-view buys. However, Tank fought Ryan Garcia for no belt at a catchweight, and it cleared 1 million pay-per-view buys. Bro, people, these fans, they're going to tap in if they want to. They do not care. Think about it. If you're a casual fan, you don't even know about the belts. You can't tell what the WBC from the IBF, from the WBO to the WBA, right? You're a casual. You don't know these sanctions, so you don't care about that. You care that Tank said he's going to knock out Ryan, and Ryan said he's going to knock him out, and you know who both of them are, and they're on Kai Cenat channel. That's what you care about. Just like they try to hype up Canelo Crawford. They did all this, oh, this is the biggest fight. Oh my gosh, this is the fight of the century. All these taglines. And you did not do better than Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Bro, Jake Paul fought a geriatric Tyson and did better numbers on the same platform. That's a fact. So all that once in a lifetime, all the belts, all the marbles, you never see this again, fight this, and you couldn't beat Jake Paul, who some of y'all don't consider a real boxer, and a geriatric, hey, it's me, Mike Tyson. I'm wearing the pins. I'm wearing diapers. Or I'm in the cypher wearing diapers. I'm in Rikers with the lifers. What if Mike was a battle rapper? Bro, you can't beat the numbers of a geriatric Mike Tyson. What if Mike was a battle rapper? I said, I'm wearing the pins. It depends. I'm wearing diapers. I'm in the cypher. I'm in Rikers with the lifers. Take me home with your chick. I'm a piper. I'm like Rowdy Piper. ADD, I'm kind of hyper. I'm from the Bay. I'm kind of hyphy. I might snatch a wifey and the whitey and the Mikey and the Mikey, and I'm Spike Lee. I do the right thing. Bro, what if Mike was a battle rapper? Oh, dear homie, what if Mike was a battle rapper? Mike Tyson, they took all my money. Can I at least get a blow? Can I at least get a BJ? Bro, Mike was tripping. So that's the reality. Jake Paul fought a 90-year-old Mike Tyson or whatever and outperformed face of boxing numbers with Crawford for all belts. Bro, I'm trying to tell y'all didn't let these novelty fights creep in, and the bigger ones, they're making more of a splash. Floyd Conor McGregor started it kind of. And like, some people are like, oh, there are 70,000 people. Bro, Turkey probably paid for the people to be there. Stop playing with me, bro. Turkey, I looked at the seats. Them seats was like available. They had tickets that went from 12,000 to 1,000. You do the math. Mike Tyson, Pacquiao, and Bill Cosby battle rapping. Facts, come on. I can't even do it. My voice is getting sore. Bro, the day before, them tickets was right there on the site. So you do the math. Turkey probably bought the lower bowl out and handed them tickets out on the strip. I don't believe none of that. Hey, bring your friend, bring your whole family. Come on, bro. That was a fire sale. You think Sofia Vergara bought her ticket? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then the other thing is Turkey keep having the same celebrities there. Marky Mark, the transporter. Come on, bro. The transporter. Come on, bro. Mr. Beast, like that. None of that. That's all gimmicks, bro. That ain't gonna help you. Turkey had Hustle Man and Homie the Clown selling tickets. Facts, bro. They can say all this biggest live gate. Come on, bro. We know what it is. How much money did you dump into this show versus how many? Bro, this fight, if I'm being honest, every single thing I said about this fight still remains. They said the gate did 42 million, roughly, right? I'm going to show y'all the business. You can't beat me. I'm unbeatable. Y'all not going to make more money than me. Not going to make more sense to me. All right. They said Canelo did 41 million gate, right? Or hold on. My bad. Hold on. That's the viewership. Hold on. Let me get the number. I'm gonna show you this how this works. All right. Ring Magazine, owned by Turkey, posted this. You see that? It said they had a low $47 million gate. Okay. So that's not even $50 million. And you're giving Canelo more, per Turkey's words, Canelo was making more than $100 million. So at the bare bones minimum, your gate doesn't even cover Canelo's purse. Your gate is more than half, is less than more than half of 50 million. I'm not the smartest brother in the world. 100 million. You said Canelo's making more than 100 million. Right? So at the very bare bones minimum, your gate doesn't even cover half of Canelo's purse. And you tell me this is great business. And there was reports saying he was going to get 150 million. So at that rate, because I don't know exactly how much he gets, but I know for a fact that he said he's getting over 100 million. So let's say 100, and I mean, because I don't know, I don't want to guess, but even if it's 100, but even though Turkey said it's more than 100, right? Let's say 110 million, because he said it was over, right? Over $100 million you owe Canelo. If it, let's say 110 million, half of that is 55 million. So you're 10 million shy roughly of the gate you did. So that's not including anybody in the undercard, Andre Ward, Max Kellerman's salaries, Terence Crawford's salary, keeping the lights on, camera crew, blah, blah, blah. So again, this is bad business at its finest. Canelo fleeced you. He's popular, but he's not that popular to be getting all that because you're not getting it. When Mayweather fought Pacquiao, everybody involved ate. You're upside down like crazy, and there's no, per your own words. You said Canelo at the press conference. The question said, "Oh, Canelo's making 100 million," and then Turkey's like, "More than that." All right, cool. So your own words, he's making more than 100. I don't know exactly how much more, but if it's 1 million more, 101, then you still need over $50 million to be half of what you owe Canelo. So this is, to me, this is still bad business because you can't even cover with the gate alone, and it wasn't pay-per-view. Bro, this is terrible business. Terrible business. Because it wasn't a pay-per-view. How many of the people got subscriptions from this? Because I already had Netflix. I didn't buy nothing. I didn't do nothing extra. My family has Netflix. So we're not new customers. Like, so my parents or my dad watched it and I watched it. And my brother watched it. In separate houses. We all watched it, right? But we all had Netflix. So we're not new customers. So you didn't get this crazy influx. We've been paying the regular bill. Not to mention piracy, whoever pirated it, I don't know. But yeah, bro, I'm telling you, you guys could fall for the trap or whatever. So you got piracy was always going to be a problem in these events. You got like people who already had Netflix. This is just an extra perk because we already have Netflix. There was no pay-per-view and your gate didn't even reach 50 million, which would not even be half of Canelo's purse, even if it was 50 million. And he's still negative from the Bud Madrimov fight. Ugh, that's what I'm talking about, bro. I don't care. The Saudis have a ton of money. Still bad business. You're still losing a lot of money. Like, who wants to dump money just to be losing way more than they're dumping? They did this with the UFC Sphere. They said it was the largest live gate of 22 million or whatever, but it cost 30 million, 25 million for production. You're losing money. You're upside down. How do you guys not understand business? If I do a video and it costs $1,000 to get someone to edit it or make it, I edit my own videos, but I'm just making up a scenario. If I do a video and it costs $1,000, plus I had to pay for a flight and I had to pay for a room to film somebody, and I'm coming out of pocket for this. Let's say that's another $500. I'm up to $1,500 in expenses just to get the video. That video has to exceed $1,500 in order for me to break even. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even me covering the fights, I get to pocket everything. The only split is with Google, YouTube. I didn't fly to this fight. I didn't have to pay for transportation and Ubers for this fight. I didn't have to pay for room and lodging for this fight. I get to sit right here, all the super chats, all the cash apps, all the money we made for fight week, and all the subsequent content leading up for this fight is the only person that has a cut is YouTube, and they take a cut of everybody's money. But once that's done, we got the rest. I didn't have to catch a flight for the fight. I already had Netflix, so that's not a new expense I'm incurring. I already had Netflix. It's all profit. But again, that's why I told you I don't do nothing for free. If somebody want me to film them, they will be paying. Because I can sit at home and make content. The mic's been paid for. This mic, $450. $450. I made this on one video many moons ago. I've been had this mic. Bro, you're whack, ego. That's what's up. Block him. When they hate, donate. They're mad because I'm telling you how the business works. I'm telling you how to get yours. So they mad at me. When they hate, donate. The man just came in, bro, you're whack, ego, mad hater. What did I hate on? I'm telling y'all how business works. Got him. Again, I didn't have to pay for parking. I didn't have to pay for a ticket. I didn't have to pay a pay-per-view. All profit. Bye. They are mad because in a capitalist society, I done figured out the game. I don't have to pay for nothing extra except for a pay-per-view. But this fight wasn't pay-per-view. Meanwhile, Turkey, your whole entire gate, and I know, and here's the thing. They're saying the fight made $47 million. They're saying it made $47 million. You don't know who paid for them tickets. The Saudis could have paid for some of them tickets. So for real, I firmly believe that that was not $47 million gate from actual fans. A portion of it was, but some of them were comped out tickets. And now in Vegas, they're not obligated to release the reports anymore. So all that information is in the tuck. So really, they didn't make 47 million, which is my point. That's what I honestly believe. They didn't make no 47 million if they comped the tickets, because now they have a thing where if they comp the tickets and the report don't come out, you don't know how much of those tickets were comped, and then it shows towards the gate. It's trickery. He did it with Crawford Madrimov. This is trickery. Okay, so if me and Kamal bought a ticket to Canelo Crawford, and that counts as 2 tickets, but then you comp 2 tickets, and then there's no way to distinguish the 2 actual human bought tickets from 2 tickets you comped out, then now it looks like 4 tickets. They're going off the value of the ticket, right? So now it look what really should be 2 tickets for $1,000. These 2 comp tickets had the same face value. So that looks like another $1,000. So now they say, oh, we made $2,000. So it's trickery. It's like almost like pencil whipping. It's cap. And if it's not cap, tell them to release the official Nevada State Athletic Commission report so we can see how many tickets they comped. Bro, I promise I'll cook everybody in boxing. Listen, I'll bring everybody down in boxing before I'm proven wrong. Release the report. It's like the Epstein files. Release it. They'll say everything but not release the list. They'll say, oh, Boxingego, you hating. Release the list. Oh, Ego, you're just speculating. Release the list. Oh, it's a hoax. Release the list. They don't want to release the list because they know Boxingego gonna get in that baby. So yeah, I don't believe the gate at all. You didn't make 47 million of pure profit, because that means you had 70,000+ people in there and you ain't comp out no tickets. And there was tickets on sale the day before the fight. I was watching it. There was still tickets. There were tickets that were listed for $12,000. And then the day before the fight, the $12,000 price dropped to like $1,000. Who does that? Like if you have a car and the listing asking price is $35,000 and then you change it to $1,500, you just slash the price crazy. You are desperate to sell that car. Ain't nobody going to be like, this is a $35K car. I could get $35K, but I'm going to take the price down to $1,500. The fight was trash. We getting ready for Gervonta. So, yeah, bro, the fight was, to be honest, from a business perspective, the fight was a bust. The undercard was mad whack. The best fight on there was Billy and Lester, and it didn't even have a definitive conclusion. Crawford had an elite performance. Shout out to him. But it was not this banger event. Max Kellerman was horrible. The UFC dude was horrible. Bro, I can immediately tell that UFC dude ain't covered boxing because he was moaning and making he sounded like Busta Rhymes ad-libs. He kept jumping on the mic. And bro, these older commentators, a lot of it's not cracking, cuz. It ain't cracking, bro. They try to get you with the theatrics and the inflection of the voice. Oh my God, bro, I'm not. How many watch parties I done? When have I done that? Oh, he is I'm not doing a boxing fan. That's UFC. Keep that in the UFC, bro. I done seen people get cooked. I seen Wilder stretch people live, and I did be like, oh my God, I'm not here about that, bro. I'm not doing all that, bro. On dead homies, I'm not doing all that. Like, if that's my natural reaction, cool. But I'm not gonna do that every 5 minutes when ain't really happening. It'd be a fight like Brandon Adams. That fight was mid as. Shout out to Brandon Adams, he won. But it was mid as hell, and they were like, oof, oof, for every punch. It sounded like a kung fu movie. Bro, that fight was not worth all them sound effects. That's why it sound cap. You like overselling it. Turkey is cooking the books like Enron. Bro, the man said Enron. I ain't heard them in a minute. Turkey got the accountant from Ozark. Oh, he got that Jason Bateman. Wasn't he bragging about overpaying Canelo to keep him away from Jake Paul? Now he's on the hook for over $100 million for 2 bad fights. Bro, the business is FUBAR. Shout out to Kamal Oz. Bro, it's FUBAR. You can, and you had to pay Mr. Beast to be there. Mr. Beast can be on his YouTube and make $2 million, $5 million a month or whatever he make, or just on doing YouTube videos. People like that, they're not gonna be nowhere. Okay, bro, you're dealing with a gimmick and liars. I've covered boxing 20 plus years. I've never seen Mr. Beast at a fight. Until Turkey got in boxing, I've never seen Mr. Beast at a fight. So most of us that are real boxing fans, there's a fight that got you into boxing. Oh man, when Floyd fought Shane, that was one of my first fights. For some people, people like me go way back to Mike Tyson and Prince Nassim's and before that. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen Cut at a fight ever. I Show Speed and Mr. Boxing or whatever, Mr. Feastables. They ain't never been in no fight now because Turkey. So he paying them, period. Because if you were, Mr. Beast been had money. So if you're a diehard fan of the sport of boxing, right, you would have been at the fights. I done covered thousands of fights. I have never seen Mr. Beast there. The only time I seen Mr. Beast at a fight was on TV from Turkey events. Transporter. I ain't never seen him at the fight. Next time, okay, all of your bull. I ain't never seen him at no fight, cuz. So you're not gonna sell real diehard boxing fans. Not only have I not seen him, I've never seen him talk about boxing up until recently. So that's how you know off rip. Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, basketball. You seen Spike Lee at the Knicks games since the 90s, probably before that. You seen Denzel and like Jack Nicholson. He's at the Lakers games. He been at the Lakers game when Kobe was playing. We can immediately tell if it's some new influencer that just went to a Laker game. Jack Nicholson, my boy Jack, and people like that, Denzel and stuff, you see him at the game. You see Jay-Z at basketball games, right? Nicholson went to Lakers games since Kareem. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, we know when it's somebody new. I ain't never heard this UFC commentator ever talk boxing like on social media, ever. Or ever have a comment on boxing, but you hired him for a job. Bro, this won't work. I'm trying to tell you, boxing is a secret society, and we got to accept you. So, to me, all this stuff is a gimmick. Mr. B's transporter, saying the tickets sold out and all this stuff, but they wasn't sold out the day before. I don't care about none of it. Fight itself was cool. I didn't mind it. It was more of a great performance than it was a great fight to me. The beauty of YouTube, man, is you can really look into Sweet Science, old school matches. It's beautiful, man. You can watch Frazier and Ali. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Boxing is a beautiful sport. We want to preserve that. We don't care about these fly by night, flash in the pan, celebrity cameos because you got Tom Brady's number and he come to the fight. We don't care about that, bro. Like, honestly, Tom Brady, the GOAT of football. Cool. Ain't nobody gonna put Tom Brady opinion over Boxingego opinion when it comes to boxing when we don't know you for this. His football opinion, yeah, he'll kill me because he know that game. You know what I'm saying? So you're not even getting the right faces to represent what you're trying to represent to the point where it would have an impact. I seen the Tom Brady deal. Yeah, he playing football in Riyadh. Enjoy. Have fun. He playing flag football. Good job. Get that money. Bro, we don't care about the to be honest, I didn't even see like people I know like Denzel. Was Denzel there? I didn't see him. I didn't see my boy Denzel there. The Shining's your favorite movie? Shout out to Stanley Kubrick. Stephen A was there. Dude got hella booed. That's what I'm saying, bro. Come on. Like, the gimmicks ain't going to cut it. You like, bro, Turkey, he might as well just throw me the bag and get the assistance he needs, bro. Because I could save your bottom line because I'll tell you right here and now, they had fake Snoop Dogg ring card guys. Bro, you better off getting a robot to hold up the signs. Nobody want to see a fake. Bro, at the Fatal Fury, Turkey had a fake Snoop Dogg and fake Ed Sheeran's and stuff holding up the ring card. Bro, that's a gimmick. You're treating this like a video game or something. Ain't nobody, you could have paid the real Snoop Dogg. Why? You got the bread. Why wouldn't you just pay Snoop? Bow wow. 9-4 plus 5 penny. Add that up, nephew. We gonna need a widescreen for this one. Bro, you could have just paid the real Snoop Dogg. You literally paid a fake Snoop Dogg to be there. Triller had the real Snoop Dogg. You paid a fake Snoop to hold up ring card. Bro, who cares about that? Bow wow. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at your dope. Like, you could have just paid the real Snoop. Ew, it's a whole nother day. I'm back up in you. Snoop D-O-double-G. I represent her. Been away for a while, but you all know it's still doggy styling on death row. You got locked down, sold up. So what you plan on coming out, ninja? Hold up. It's a stick up, dicker. That gets her on the shelf. Well, mine is too. And guess who they gonna pick up? Bro, you could have just paid the real Snoop. And guess who they gonna pick up? Bow wow. Bow Whistle. D-O-double-G. D-O-double for shizzle. Bro, you paid a fake Snoop to be there. Like, you're wasting your money, bro. And here's the thing. I know people who went to Canelo Crawford, and I'm going to expose them, and I'm going to expose the game. I know people that went to Canelo Crawford, and you don't have to go. Just listen. The crowd didn't sound that lit. You know why? Because it wasn't real fans. They were comp tickets. Yeah, I said it. Bro, I can tell when it's a real crowd of real boxing fans because the amount of noise they make is crazy. They really want to be there. But when you look at Crawford Madrimov and Crawford Canelo, the crowd was silent. Bro, I'm a real boxing fan. You can't trick me. Lester Martinez versus M. Billy was a banger. So if you had 100% real diehard boxing fans, that crowd would have been upped. That crowd would have been up because that was a good fight. Go back. Don't take my word for it. I'm the best that's ever lived. The best in the business, and it's not even close. Go back and watch how good Lester Martinez versus M. Billy was, and then listen for the crowd. The crowd was dead. The crowd was dead. People got there dummy late. That's a sign that this wasn't real diehard boxing fans. I've been to fight cards where it start to fill out a lot earlier than it actually filled out for Canelo Crawford. Real boxing fan. Okay, so let me get this straight. You're a hardcore boxing fan. You done paid $2,000 for one ticket, and you're going to show up to the fight an hour before, 20 minutes before the main event. But you paid $2K for it in uncertain economic times. These people are playing in your face. I don't pay for tickets. I'm Boxingego. I ain't paying for no boxing ticket. I get my ticket for free. I get to the fight for free. So I can imagine if I had to pay $1,000, $2,000, $500 for a ticket, and I'm a real hardcore boxing fan, I'm not getting there with watching one fight. Because I get a free ticket and watch more fights than that. I've been in boxing venues from noon to midnight because I'm really about this. No bullshit. I've been in certain fights I've covered noon because I got there that. Now I usually be fashionably late. I'll be real, but there's been some cards where it's stacked or whatever. I got there noon and I didn't leave until like midnight 30, 1 in the morning with a 80-pound backpack on like a soldier, bro. That's what I've done for boxing. If y'all don't respect it, you don't respect me, then you don't respect boxing. Because, I am boxing. I done had an 80-pound backpack and lugged it around for 12-plus hours in these venues getting y'all footage. So you can't tell me it was that crowd, oh, man, what do you have to say, 70,000? Bro, they wasn't even cheering. Them was comp tickets, bro. Please trust me. Shane Reynolds, $5. Appreciate you. Bro, if I pay $2,000 a ticket, I'm watching the whole show. I'm not paying that. I'm gonna be in the ring card girls locker room, bro. I need my money's worth. Yeah, put me with the ring card girls. I'm Boxingego. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the ring card. Listen, you hear me? They gonna be in the back rehearsing. I'm gonna be in the ring card, bro. I'm getting my 2K worth. I'm gonna get all the free snacks. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the ring card girl locker room, trying to chop it up politic because I'm Boxingego. Shout out to Nikki. What's up? Yeah, so don't take my word for it. Look how late the crowd got there and listen to the crowd. Even when Canelo was walking out, that wasn't the loudest. When Canelo walked out, maybe Billy Joe Saunders or Caleb Plant, the crowd erupted. The crowd for this, that's an indication these are not diehard people. More so. Okay, just think about it. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Okay. These boys can't beat me. Okay. I'm the best that's ever lived and the best in the business. Okay. Just think about it. I don't know nothing about Taylor Swift music. So if you get 100, 2,000 people in a venue like me that don't know nothing about her songs, I don't know the lyrics, I don't listen to it, that's not my jam, right? So if you comp out the ticket to a bunch of people like me and I'm like, all right, let me check her out. I don't know the lyrics to the song. I don't really listen to her style of music. So I can't really provide much. I'm just there for the experience, if anything else. But then you put Taylor Swift in one of them Germany or Manchester, they know every word. They singing along. The energy is crazy because they're real Taylor Swifties. Ain't that what they call? If you don't listen to Justin Bieber, you going, oh, I know a couple songs. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh, that's I got my peaches. You know a couple, but if you're not deep into his catalog, you ain't a believer, right? So the Boxingego again was right. The decision to put this in a stadium was trash. The economy's bad. Trump putting tariffs on everything, and they got ICE in front of the doors, and Chavez getting deported. It's too much going on. Too much going on. And they had to comp out tickets. You could tell by the energy of the crowd. If you've ever been to a real box, when Wilder knocked out people, and I was ringside, I was credentialed, the crowd went crazy because we just watched Luis Ortiz get his wig split. That's real boxing fans for you. Because majority of the people that went there wanted to be there. When you look at Crawford and Madrimov, Crawford walking out and Madrimov in the fight, they look like the teachers from the faculty. They look like aliens or something. That's how I know when something is up. They lured people in with the Eminem concert and let them stay. That's why Crawford Madrimov, it didn't have the energy. Ask anybody that was there. It didn't have the energy of a big time fight like Errol Spence and Crawford. See, y'all don't be peeping. Watch Canelo Crawford back. Watch Canelo Crawford back and tell me the crowd sounded good. Hey, we just got a dollar cash app, but it is, I guess it's a troll, so I'm not even gonna read it. Thank you for the dollar though. That's how that works. They pay me to try to troll, but then I'm not even gonna read what you put. So thanks for the free money. I listen to hardcore underground hip hop, hardcore underground punk rock, and hardcore music, but F that fluff. I'm trying to tell you, bro. The crowd is gonna always let you know what time it is. Always. When you get diehard people that want to be there and that are about it, they're gonna make noise. I was at Canelo Golovkin. You tell, like, listen, crowd for crowd. You think Canelo Golovkin crowd was quieter or louder than Canelo Crawford crowd? So, mind you, when I covered Canelo Golovkin, they didn't have 70,000 people in the building. That's what I'm saying. Canelo Mayweather, they didn't have 70,000 people in the building. They had less than 20. But the crowd was more electric. What does that tell you? How do you have a crowd of less than 20 that's louder than a crowd of 70,000 people? It's very easy when you don't have hardcore people that need and want to be there. That's how that happens. There's no way you should have that much more volume of customers, but then it sound like crickets. There's gaping holes in the seats for long periods of the fight and undercard. So you mean to tell me people are paying $15K for one ticket to come late, like that late? They're paying like $1,000, $1,200 to come. Like, I didn't even really start seeing people really get there until maybe Kalen Walsh, Fernando Vargas was halfway over, and the tickets were pricey. Come on, bro. Yeah, it didn't remind me of 80,000 people for George Groves Carl Froch rematch. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because that was real boxing fans that paid to be there and was rooting on one guy or just want to see a good fight. Bay Area has some of the best music, bro, around. Let's go. Bay Area. Hieroglyphics. Shout out to Oakland. Yeah, so anyway, I'm glad it's over. We got an outcome. Canelo got cooked. I'm about to rest my voice. I've been streaming for 3 hours, giving y'all nothing but heat. I don't duck or dodge nothing. We're here to talk about all topics. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this. I'll be back with some more heat. Let me know what y'all want to talk about, and I will see y'all. Deuces.